Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Dan Reichert.
Hi, Alex.
Hello, Abby Russell.
Hello.
Hi, Abby.
Hi.
Welcome, everyone, to Get in the Ring, which is the thing that we are calling this thing we've been talking about doing for a while. Vinny Caravella's not with us this week, so we thought this would be a good opportunity to, talk about some wrestling, because that's a thing we haven't done in a while.
Yeah, Vinny emailed all of his thoughts on the current wrestling landscape, so we
Yes.
can read off his thoughts
Okay.
as we go.
We
so.
also got some thoughts from Jeff. I got him via DM today. He just
you did?
wanted everyone to know Bludgeon Brothers.
Bludgeon Brothers.
Yes, that is Jeff's current opinion of wrestling is Bludgeon Brothers.
They have hammers.
They do. They have giant novelty hammers.
They hang out in the woods.
It's pretty good.
It's kind of just the Wyatt gimmick, but with hammers.
Yeah,
And
no,
without Wyatt.
yeah, they just kind of made them more like angry golems than like, spooky backwoods cultists.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Is it just that one vignette so far?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Anyway, we should probably talk about what we're actually going to do here today.
Yeah. It's a little loosey-goosey.
It is. I like loosey goosey.
Yeah.
So the idea here is that we don't really do the Power Bombcast anymore because none of us are watching wrestling regularly enough to actually sustain a real podcast about this. But we do want to catch up. We do want to kind of talk about what's going on here and there.
We care still about the state of the wrestling industry.
So exactly. So when we feel the need, I thought this would be a good format where we just sit around, we play some fucking wrestling games, and then we just talk about wrestling.
That sounds great. I like doing that.
I like fun. So I don't know why I chose to play wrestling games in that situation, but hey, here we go.
Hey, I spent plenty of time in high school sitting around playing wrestling video games with other wrestling fans and talking about wrestling. So,
I did a fair amount of that as well.
I think this will come pretty naturally.
So in the future, like when we do this, we'll probably dig out some old games. We'll kind of cover the breadth of the genre, but we're in a unique position right now where there are actually two wrestling games on the market of, let's say, fairly disparate quality.
I don't know what you mean, Alex.
Yeah. So we're going to check out what 2017 has to offer in the realm of video games. We're going to play some Fire Pro Wrestling World to kick things off, on a good note. And then maybe we'll check out WWE 2K18, which I have been playing. You've played a little of as well. Quick Look is in process, but I thought people might want to check in and see what 2K has wrought this year.
I thought we were going to have fun on this show.
Well, I mean, we can have fun.
Yeah.
Even if the game we're playing is maybe not so good.
Oh, it's a giant steaming turd.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of that.
Yeah.
But we'll make do with the turd.
Yeah, all right.
As we often do. All right. So right now we're going to kick things off with some Fire Pro because I want to play some more Fire Pro. I actually haven't played it in a while.
I barely touched it. We did a little bit of that during the Quick Look, and
Yes.
I downloaded a bunch of characters when it first came out.
Yes.
I played a handful of matches.
I would say roughly 2/3 of my time spent in this game has been downloading and organizing wrestlers.
Okay.
So the bad news is that my official save from home did not transfer over, so a lot of the wrestlers I had were not organized at all when I came
fun.
in.
Okay.
So I did my best with what I had time to do today. So why don't we just jump in here? We'll play like a regular match, then we'll do some dumb shit. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
All right.
Do one of those, watch a Battle Royale while we talk about wrestling?
I mean, we could play also.
Let's play first. Yeah,
let's
yeah.
play for sure. So
Where do I go here?
All right, I'm going to start things off here. That's good. Yes. Nope, there we go. All right. And so where should we go? So I have most of the current WWE roster. I have most of the current New Japan roster. I have a scattering of wrestlers from WCW Revenge.
Let's have a battle of friends of the site.
Okay. I also have a bunch of friends of the site.
Okay, well, no. I'm talking
Including-
about wrestler friends of the site.
Oh, okay.
So
I
I
thought
would
you
like
meant
to
like
be-
like musician Gigi Allen here, which someone made for the.
Yeah, all right. He just took a shower, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no. If you want a less showered,
Okay.
there you
Oh,
go.
yeah, okay.
There's the Gigi
All right.
Allen we all know and love.
All right, they got all the bases covered. Great.
Shout out to Green Day Allen. So here we go. If you want friends of wrestle friends of the site,
I would like to be Mr. Kenny Omega.
You would like to be Kenny Omega? All right,
Yes.
I will be good friend Xavier Woods. How's that sound?
He's a good man.
All right. What costumes do we got here? I got a few.
Oh, that's
classic Xavier.
Old Funkasaurus music, Xavier.
Yeah. All right. We'll go with current Xavier, vested Xavier.
Okay. Did you happen to see the last thing I did with Xavier?
I
With the
haven't
pickle?
watched that. No.
I would like to tell anyone at home if you'd like to search for up, down, down pickle smoothie. I made him do a real gross thing and throw up into a trash can.
Yeah, definitely look that up.
It's nice.
Definitely look into that.
It was real gross.
All right, so you're second player. You're Kenny Omega.
Do you have Jack Gallagher?
Jack Gallagher, I believe, is in here.
Okay.
Yes. So maybe we can set him up for the next one.
Okay.
Which version of Omega are you looking for?
I want to be like current U.S. champion Omega.
Okay, that would be this
That's
Kenny
pretty
Omega.
close. Yeah.
All right. I like Arena de Universo.
Cool.
Let's do that. Let's do it.
So I got front row tickets to Final Battle Ring of Honor at the Hammerstein in December, and I could not be more excited for that. I've seen a couple of Ring of Honor shows there, and boy, oh boy, that's a good time.
The crossover stuff they do is always really good.
Yeah, I saw that World of Worlds stuff. That was great. This is going to be like Ring of Honor's WrestleMania. What's going on with the entrance here?
That's just this arena.
Oh, okay.
They're always dancing girls in this arena for some reason.
Oh, is this like a lucha arena?
Yeah, I think
okay.
so.
Gotcha. Oh, it's even got the... Wow, they were able to do the little curly boot thing. Holy shit.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Like, I think we'll jump into the workshop real quick just so I can show you, like, some of the recent dumb creations people have been making.
Okay.
But, yeah.
The cleaner. I miss the old broom entrance.
Yes, that was a good entrance.
It's
like,
really
as much as
good.
I like the Terminator stuff, I really liked it when he was just sweeping the floor.
Yeah. I can't say too much bad about the Terminator entrance. That's a good thing.
That's very uniquely. All right, so D-pad is moving around.
Okay.
When we touch, again, the timing is as soon as our hands are about to touch, and then X is weak, A is middle, B is strong, and then a direction on the D-pad for a different move.
Okay. And don't feel bad about just kicking my ass. You
Okay.
play this a billion times more than me. I just want to talk wrestling.
That's fine.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to try to get the timing down here. So okay,
Oh,
so I
yeah.
can do reversals like
Yep.
that. This is so much better already than the 2K horseshit where you're just staring above your head waiting for a fucking RT prompt.
Yeah. And
I hate that.
The badass fucking time, and I don't mean badass. I mean it is bad and it is ass.
Yes.
The timing of that stuff.
God, it's so bad. Okay, so right stick is taunts, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. So I assume all these movesets are pretty, he's got the gun thing and everything.
Yeah,
like,
it's
is that too sweet?
again, these are all made by people. Like none
Yeah,
of
yeah.
these characters are in the game by default.
They can't legally,
but
right?
people, yeah, legally they can't. But people have I feel like done a pretty good job, like not only just like making fairly accurate movesets, but also like being really good about communicating. Hey, this character has full logic. This character doesn't. You know that like they're very detailed in what they put into these characters.
I don't know. Wrestling fans aren't known to be obsessive about wrestling.
No, definitely not.
I definitely haven't spent hundreds of hours in the THQ Aki character creators making every ECW and WCW guy.
Honestly, who would do that?
Yeah, that's just an insane thing to do. But I mean, even with that,
Ooh.
I mean, you could do good stuff with the move sets and everything, but like the taunts and stuff like that, like you couldn't, like them doing the gun thing with Omega or making the shoes for Xavier. There's no way you could do that stuff in the old 64 stuff.
Yeah, so in here, you know, a lot of these are just default parts that people have like overlaid a million different like layers onto.
That's so cool. So am I going for a Hurricane Rana and you're just powerbomb reversing
Yeah,
me?
it's
Okay.
like it's one of those like it's a move where I haven't been weakened enough for you to pull it off.
Okay, gotcha. And can I Irish whip you with Y? If we do a grapple and then I do Y. Okay, that's that. Okay.
Oops, timed that poorly. There you go.
Snap suplex.
All right, Dan. So let's talk about what's actually happening in wrestling right now, because
All right.
my following of wrestling these days has been very loose. I have not really been paying attention to what's been taking place outside of a few specific stories. For instance, the whole thing with Jimmy what's his name getting shit canned.
Jimmy Jacobs?
Yeah, getting shit
Yeah,
canned
that is
over
such
a
a-
weird selfie with the elite.
Yeah, that's such a fucking WWE move.
So Ian Williams, friend of the site, writer for Vice, did a column this week about that stuff and how basically the WWE has been sort of shitting its diaper for the last month about everything related to the Young Bucks. You know, sending them a cease and desist over their use of the Too Sweet sign and all
Yeah.
that kind of shit. What the fuck is going on over there?
Well, you know, Joey Ryan put it really well when he said that, like, WWE is doing a better job of getting eyes on Bullet Club and selling Bullet Club merch than any wrestler could by constantly bringing attention to them, by firing people and cease and desist of a fucking hand signal. Like, I don't know if you saw Kevin Nash tweeted, like, hey, you know, do you think the first person who threw up a peace sign got an intellectual property claim on that? Like,
I mean,
it's this.
That kind of stuff does occasionally happen. Like, you get shit like Gene Simmons talking about how he invented, like, the devil horns and stuff like that.
Right.
But I don't think that stuff has ever, like, really worked out in court.
I mean, fucking X-Pac took the Too Sweet thing from, like, some Russian mob dude in a bar in Eastern Europe
Yeah.
Like, that's not... X-Pac didn't come up with that. You know, the
Also,
Click didn't come up with that.
I'm pretty sure the whole Too Sweet thing was taken from like some sort of like college football thing. Like that
Oh,
was like
really?
a gesture some team used.
Huh. The story I always hear is that X-Pac was at a bar during a European tour, and there's some mob guy doing this, and he asked him about it. It's like, oh, yeah, this is our mob thing.
That's
And he's
also
like,
very
oh, that'd be a cool
believable.
thing to do, guys. Let's do this. X-Pac is a good interview. I don't know if you've listened to many podcasts or anything with him.
Yeah, he's also sometimes kind of a hard interview. 'cause
He's a troubled guy.
Yeah, he's a troubled guy, and he also can just be kind of an asshole sometimes.
At times, but like he does just seem like a guy that really loves wrestling and always
Yes.
has. Like he's not a guy that has a very long history with like you can't name your top 5 X-Pac matches, I'm
No.
sure. But he always gave a shit, even when he had his demons
Yes.
and everything. But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
that's about as far from current wrestling
Yeah.
as it gets.
But so yeah, like there's they fired Jimmy Jacobs, who was an old-time indie wrestler who had gone on to become a writer and producer for the show.
Yeah, he was a Ring of Honor guy that was in Age of the Fall with Seth Rollins and I forget who else. It was an old Ring of Honor angle.
He was there forever.
Yeah.
And so he'd been there for the company for a while, and then he took a selfie with the Young Bucks when they did their sort of pseudo-invasion thing at like some Raw taping.
They stood
I
in a
think.
parking lot.
Yeah, they showed up in
Yeah.
a parking lot and took a selfie in front of the show. That was pretty
Yeah.
much it.
Triple H rented a Jeep. He went for it when he invaded WCW.
No, that was the real shit.
Yeah. I like how they always say it was a tank. It's just a fucking Jeep that they put a little like
come on.
thing on that Billy Gunn pretended was a penis.
Oh, you're taunting.
Oh boy, remember the Attitude Era?
Yeah, it was a mistake.
Anyone ever talk about the Attitude Era anymore?
Here and there.
I don't think so.
I hear
It's
about it
largely
once in a
forgotten. Yeah. Yeah, so the Bullet Club stuff, like I think the Bullet Club is nailing it. Like I love the way New Japan and Ring of Honor work together. Like, doesn't New Japan own the rights to all the Bullet Club stuff technically?
Yes, Bullet Club is an entity that exists within New Japan, but the members of Bullet Club are allowed to promote it when they're doing like other shows.
Yeah, so I wonder when like the Bucks make a shirt that's like cease and desist with the Bullet Club look to it.
Yes.
I wonder, it doesn't say Bullet Club on there anywhere. I wonder if that's just theirs. Those guys are just fucking moving merch.
All right,
like
I think you're probably in a
nobody's
position now where you can do some power moves.
business. Okay. But I thank you for getting me into that stuff. Like, I know I missed like a lot of the golden age of the Bullet Club with AJ and Finn and all that stuff, but just the stuff I've seen recently with Omega and the Bucks and Cody now, like seems like they're keeping it alive.
Yeah,
as someone
they
who
are.
hasn't really.
Yeah,
seen
Bullet
the-
Club is one of those things where it's like I really like a lot of the individual people who are involved in that,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't always love Bullet Club as an entity because they are just, their whole shtick is just being the most obnoxious American assholes they can be. And that's not always the most fun thing in the world to watch, but I like all the people who are in it.
I do too, and I don't know. What do you think about like what Roman said about them? Like, I mean, he didn't call it by name, but he very much called it out. Like, hey, we need new characters. We don't want guys doing Too Sweets and acting like they're DX. 15 years later.
I think I would take that advice more from someone whose character wasn't just I'm very popular. That's like
He's the big dog.
He's the big dog.
It's his yard.
It's not really a character. That's not really a
He
character.
has a yard. He's a dog.
I mean, just because he has a yard doesn't make him a character.
Okay, but what if he was also a dog that was big?
Okay, yeah, all right. If he was
Yeah,
actually a dog
okay.
that was big, that would be a character.
And what if he beat everyone ever and retired The Undertaker and beat John Cena clean and is going to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania?
well,
next
that would
year
never happen.
No,
None of that would
no.
ever happen. That's all.
I don't
just-
think they have faith in him. No.
No, clearly not.
Hey, remember when we were all happy at WrestleMania 31 when they had Seth cash in the Money in the Bank and it's like, oh, maybe they realized that Roman's not working. And then all it did was delay everything for 3 years and have Roman get a billion more giant wins. And then
no,
Roman didn't get
I
much
don't
better.
remember any of that.
I'm not the Roman hater that a lot of people are, but
I don't hate him. I grew very bored with his whole shtick, and
Yes.
that was part of what led to me ceasing my watching of that show,
yeah.
among many other things.
But it's coming at the expense of like every other part of the product, I think. It's just everything, like they're just sacrificing everyone. Nice.
What the fuck am I doing?
They're just sacrificing everyone to, Roman.
Yes.
Every possible thing they built up for so many years, whether it's, Taker or Brock or Cena. I mean, I understand the Cena thing. He's in the, I don't want to say the twilight of his career, but it seems like his time as a full-time dude is probably winding down.
Nope. Okay.
If not already winded down. So, I don't know. It's a tough time.
So what's actually happening right now? Like, what are the key storylines? Because I know the Shield have apparently gotten back together.
They did, yeah. And that's been cool. Like,
What was the build-up for that? Like, why did they suddenly get back together?
The Miz and the Miztourage were week after week. They were like kind of feuding with. I want to say it started with them feuding with Roman, and they would all jump Roman, and then they would do sarcastic Shield fists in the middle of the ring, and they would come in through the crowd and all that stuff, and Miz would be like, "Oh, the Shield is over. You're still using their music and the vests and everything. Like, get over it. The Shield's done."
You mean he said the thing that is actually totally true?
It's 100% true. And then someone realized that all the old Shield guys are baby faces, and they're all on the same show, and they got to do something until Rumble ramps up the Mania stuff. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but a lot of the fun, nostalgic pop of a group getting back together is, oh man, that's the DX music again. We haven't heard that in forever. Oh shit, there's the NWO music.
But also, we've heard that music for like years and years now, just with a character that nobody actually likes that much.
Yeah, that music and everything and that look was associated with like one of the biggest successes that WWE has had in a long, long time.
Yeah.
But then it immediately got thrown on to like, oh, that look, that music, all that stuff is on this guy that's been shoved down our throats. Nice. That people don't like that much. And so, yeah, we get the little Sierra Hotel thing at the beginning, but it's still the fucking Roman music that we've grown accustomed to be like, oh, fuck, here's a Roman thing. So, I don't know. They work well together. It makes me care about Seth and Dean more, and actually Roman. It's smart because I think it's good for all three guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
Roman gets to be the quiet badass again. Dean seems to be like a cool guy instead of just wacky, crazy Dean. Which Dean as a character has not interested me in a long time.
No, they really screwed the pooch with that one. Like that. I mean, part of it is just that his offense is terrible, so like it's really hard to care about his matches.
Yeah.
But also like their notion of what makes for like, oh, he's out there, he's a lunatic, he's on the fringe is just the stupidest fucking thing.
I mean, it's not as bad as like when they were early on trying to establish that with like, oh, he's stealing a hot dog cart and bringing it on the New York subway and spraying mustard at people. But it's gotten a little bit better. Like, I think his best moment as a solo guy was when they had him feuding with Triple H before, like, Roadblock End of the Line or whatever it was. Like, that was fun.
Yeah.
But then that whole Lesnar thing just fucking sucked. And Seth, I don't think babyface Seth ever really hit his stride, but I think it works well in the Shield context.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's been fine. But now the main storyline, the main event going into TLC this Sunday, is the Shield. It's funny, as soon as they reformed, they came back after like an hour and they already had new shirts printed up that they were all wearing.
Of course they did.
Yeah. But they were facing the Miztourage, and since Dean Ambrose said in a promo that, the Shield can beat any team with 3, 4, 5 guys, whatever, we'll beat them. Miz took that very literally and demanded that basically he fight 4 guys, so they brought in Braun Strowman.
Okay.
And then on Raw, there was a cage match between Roman and Braun, and if Braun won, they got to make good
I finally did it.
Nice. On the 5 guys thing. And so they did a deal where at the end of the match, Miztourage comes out and tries to interfere. Shield guys come out and try to interfere. But then red lights, pyro. I think they did pyro, actually. And then Kane bursts up through the ring. And then they spent a good while choke-slamming, tombstoning, and...
Wait, Kane came back?
Kane came... The monster. I'm sorry, the Demon Kane.
So it was Demon Kane. Okay.
The Demon Kane came up through the ring, red lights and all, and him and Strowman just took turns murdering Roman. And so now the main event of TLC is a TLC match. You got me. It's a TLC match of the Shield versus The Miz and the No, it's not the Miztourage. It's the Miz, the Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro.
Okay.
And Strowman and the Demon Kane.
And all of them are going to lose to the Shield.
100%.
Yeah, because that's
mayoral candidates in Tennessee or wherever.
I forgot that he actually declared his candidacy.
Yeah, his mayor logo has a little flame. It's great. I have no idea what his politics are, but Mayor Kane
They're
sounds...
libertarian. They're extremely libertarian.
Okay.
They're like Ron Paul libertarian.
Okay, I don't even really know what that means, but Mayor Kane sounds funny to me. So
yeah,
who knows?
That's where we're at in this world.
Yeah.
All right, so what should we do next?
You want to do a battle royale of some folks, and we can just kind of chat?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. I like watching let's do an elimination battle royale. Should we do just with... should we do another Giant Bomb battle royale, or just friends of the site, or
I mean, we've got a mix. Let's see.
Can we have a Survivor Series style 4-on-4? The 4 Giant Bomb East folks against 4 friends of the site or wrestlers or something?
I think we can do that.
Can we do Giant Bomb East versus Bullet Club?
I believe, yeah, we can do a 4-on-4. Do you want to? Let's see. Can we do elimination on? Yes, we can. Let's do that.
That sounds good. Can we have a bunch of weapons in there?
I might have to do that as a separate thing.
Should we do Tornado? Like everyone in at the same time? Or Survivor Series, you got to tag in and out?
Yeah, Survivor Series, but I don't know. I feel like Tornado's more exciting.
It is.
It's more chaotic. Let's do that.
Play?
That I don't know off the top of my head.
Huh.
All right, so we're going to do that. Yeah, I don't think I can set this to, like, that level of hardcore. So you want to do CPU?
Yeah, let's do all CPU. Let's put Giant Bomb East on the left and Bullet Club on the right if we can do that.
All right, so Giant Bomb East on the left. Let's see, who's Giant Bomb East? That's other. So we got Vinny Carabera.
Yep, that's him.
What costume of Vinny do we want?
Let's do.
This is Barbarian gear.
Let's do default Vinny, black shirt, jeans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vinny Classic, as we all
Vinny
know.
Prime.
All right, wrestler.
Asuka was a former gaming journalist.
Yes. Some Xbox magazine in Japan, I think.
She'll be debuting at TLC on the main roster.
There is you.
Let's go with Waluigi.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Jeremiah. Okay.
All right, so we got Waluigi Dan. We'll go with that.
Okay, great. Those are
and
actual clothes that I actually own.
I believe that with every ounce of my being.
It's true.
Where am I? I'm in here somewhere. Yeah, there I am. That's me.
Okay.
There is disheveled me. There is just normal me, which kind of looks a lot like Vinny. And apparently I'm Mario. That's all right. Yeah. I'm just gonna go as me.
I mean, Mario and Waluigi have never like canonically shown to be enemies.
That's true.
You know, they've
All
gotten
right.
along. I
and
think.
we'll put Abby in there.
Okay.
I believe I still have her on here. Yes, there she is. See what our costume options are here. Oh yeah, all right. It's full-on Orphan Annie right there.
She's on the cast of Glow.
Got rude.
Well, we're gonna go with your hardcore wrestling gear here.
Sweet.
All right, and then we're going up against the Bullet Club. Is that what we decided?
Yeah, let's do the Bucks, Kenny, and Cody if they're all on there.
All right, I'm gonna set this to not two-player. I believe I do have all of those. New Japan.
Cody, friend of the site as well.
Yes.
Got to get the Bucks on here. I don't know if they play games.
I think they do. All right, yeah. There's the Bucks.
I was talking to Xavier, and I guess he's gotten a lot of the folks in the locker room to get into Switches, which is pretty ideal for wrestling lifestyle.
Yeah, I would
on the
think
road.
so.
And I guess it was cracking me up. He was telling me about Randy Orton being way into Zelda, and Randy's tweeted about Breath of the Wild a bit. And I guess he's like getting all the shines and everything. Cesaro got all 120 shines, and I don't know. The idea of like Randy Orton playing like Breath of the Wild in the locker room is really funny to me.
All right, now we just need to get him into like fucking Stardew Valley. The fucking rattlesnake, or this what is he, the Viper?
He's
Sorry,
the Viper. He's
Yes,
the Apex
Viper.
Predator.
Right, the Apex Predator. That's right. See, this is what happens when I don't watch. I just start forgetting everything. Thought I had Cody on here.
Who has the most nicknames, do you think? I think Triple H?
Yeah, there he is.
Austin? Austin had Bionic Redneck, toughest SOB on the planet.
God, yeah, there were a lot of different.
The Rattlesnake, obviously.
Yes. All right, there's our match. I'll pick a different. We'll go with what's SCS Stadium. I don't even know what that is.
We do Tokyo Dome or something like it. Is that Chris Hansen from
Yeah, that was
Dateline?
Yeah, someone made him a referee at some point, and I downloaded
Cool.
him. Man, I don't know.
All right, sure. I
All
missed
right.
that show.
Here we go.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, so other storyline stuff. I'm trying to think. I watch Raw more than SmackDown typically.
Yeah, SmackDown was. So the one thing I know about SmackDown is that they did turn Sami Zayn heel finally.
Yes, and that stuff has been kind of funny. And like, it's just good to see them doing something with Sammy.
It seems like it's actually good. Like
Yeah.
it's actually working out better than probably it should.
Yeah, and they're putting a weird amount of logic into the storyline for
Yeah.
WWE standards. Like, he's talking about being like underused. Like, he was so excited about coming to the main roster and everything, and they've never it's just been not great.
Yeah.
He's been one of those NXT guys they pulled up and just didn't do shit with, which we got to talk about Neville too at some point.
Yes.
But yeah, the SmackDown stuff is pretty good. As far as the main event stuff.
Right.
Or it's weird that I'm calling the Kevin Owens stuff the main event stuff.
Because
since
like all the stuff around Jinder Mahal and the title just sounds like it's going nowhere.
I'm hearing that he's challenging Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series.
What does that
The
even
champion
mean?
versus champion.
Are they going to unify the belts? What are they doing?
I don't think so. I think it's just a match. I mean, I don't think it's set in stone or anything or actually booked yet, but
I can't imagine anything ending quicker than Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar, considering how quickly he ended people like Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Like, are they actually going to make Jinder seem like a real threat?
I hope not. Like, I gave the gender thing the benefit of the doubt because if nothing else, it was
as an interesting idea.
Yeah, it was a new, crazy, genuinely surprising thing, and WWE has not really surprised much in recent years. So I was like, all right, let's give this the benefit of the doubt. This is a weird thing. I hope this isn't just some weird ploy to move the network into India and get some money out of that.
And I mean, it was, but like, at least it was with a talent they hadn't tried that with yet.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's worked at all. Like, I don't think his matches are entertaining. Like, Randy Orton's had one of the worst years in like big time wrestler history.
Oh yeah,
between the House of Horrors and the fucking Maggots match at WrestleMania and the fucking House of Horrors match was so bad. But the Punjabi prison was terrible.
Yep, the match no one could actually see because of the way it was designed.
Yeah, I had friends that were there and they were sending pictures and like the view from the seats was atrocious. So, yeah, all the gender stuff is just falling so flat, and, like, the character is so one note, and they're just going back to the old well of, like, you boo me because I don't look like you, and it's like, what? Okay, are we doing the full-on 80s Nikolai Volkov stuff? Or,
yeah.
And, like, he couldn't get a good match with Nakamura, which Nakamura hasn't really done much for me since he's been on the main roster.
Everything I've seen with Nakamura so far has been profoundly disappointing.
If I'm being honest, like, even the NXT stuff, like, I thought he came in with an amazing match with Sammy.
Yeah.
I was there live.
Killer.
And that was one of the most, like, electric environments I've ever been in live wrestling. And ever since then, like, totally serviceable matches. He had the feuds with Joe. He had that one match with Finn.
The Finn match was actually kind of bad.
Yeah. That was just on an episode of NXT.
Yeah.
And, I was so excited about Nakamura coming in because you had me watch a bunch of New Japan stuff with him. And he was the first thing in New Japan that made me realize, like, I need to fucking watch this stuff. Like,
yeah.
He is amazing.
That's the thing. He's an incredibly charismatic talent. Like when the motivation is there, but it just feels like everything they've put him in so far has just been muted. Like just no excitement behind it whatsoever.
Yeah, and I hate the main roster thing where they feel like it's a good idea to bring everyone in by fighting Dolph Ziggler. Which, man, talk about someone that the Smarks and the internet fans were all high on Ziggler for years.
Oh god, the chaos.
But man, talk about the bloom being off the rose with Ziggler. Like, I don't think anyone gives a shit about Ziggler anymore.
No. Dolph Ziggler doesn't care about Dolph Ziggler anymore.
Oh, he's just openly talking about not giving a shit. And, he's just been coasting for years, and like he tweets that stuff. So, have you seen what he's doing now?
I have not.
It's the dumbest shit in the world. It's the thing they've done with Charlie Haas and Big Show. And they've done it with a few other... Damien Sandow, where it's like, your gimmick is you pretend to be other wrestlers.
Right.
So he's like, well, I'm the best wrestler on this show, but you don't care about that. You only care about flashy entrances, so I guess I'll do that. And so, Naomi's music will hit, and he'll come out in a glowy jacket, and he'll be like, no, hang on. And he'll leave, and he'll come out to Macho Man's music, but in a robe that looks more like a Flair robe, whatever. And he'll do some Macho Man taunts. No, not that. And he'll come out and, Triple H and spit water, or come out and do the Shawn Michaels thing. So, it'll be like a quick pop when, if Shawn Michaels music hits before you know it's a Ziggler segment. Or one time the lights went out and the gong hit, and everyone's like, holy shit, is The Undertaker here?
So he's just a troll now. That's all it is. He's just trolling the audience.
Yeah, but it's a fucking thing they've done with a million other characters that they haven't know what to do with, and it's never, ever worked.
Yeah.
Not once. It's never been interesting. And certainly not with Ziggler.
God.
So that's going absolutely nowhere. And they bring in all these NXT guys, and they have them feud with Ziggler, whether it's Bobby Roode, who's a face for some fucking reason. I think they did it with Corbin, they did it with Nakamura.
I assume they're doing him as a face because the people love the music and they love the presentation. They're just like, okay, well, while people are in the mood to cheer him, let's just make him a good guy, even though Bobby Roode has never been anything but a perfect shitheel. That is what he has always been.
And I'd have to imagine that that's coming with him.
Yeah.
Maybe bring him in, let people get the pop with the music and everything, and then just be a total shitheel.
Because he does have the best theme in wrestling right now. By far, it's him and Nakamura.
Nakamura. I like Joe's a lot.
Joe's is good. I mean, it's perfect for him.
It's very fitting.
Yeah.
I'd say Roode's is maybe the best one in wrestling right now. I agree with that. I kind of like Strowman's. I kind of like everything about Strowman.
Yep.
And then that's why it was such a bummer that they could have pulled the trigger on him so many times this year, whether it was in that 4-way at SummerSlam, which was fucking awesome.
You don't get a big man that people are really that excited about very often. The big guys are always the lumbering bullies. They're never the people the crowd get behind.
Yeah.
The Big Show was the last one I remember really being people being super excited about.
Yeah. And you can tell he's something special because they did the same fucking big man story they do with every big man heel, where it's like, oh, he's on a winning streak. Who can beat this guy?
Oh, you got the sharpshooter. Got the sharpshooter on Cody.
Oh, I do? Nice. And then they have him beat a bunch of guys. Like, oh, who can stop this guy? Then they feed him to Cena or Reigns or whoever the fuck it is. They did it with Rusev. They did it with Bray.
Yeah.
I know they aren't necessarily big guys, but it got over and people gave a shit because Strowman's awesome. He's huge and he's quick and, he's this new thing. Like, he's not just some big dude that they brought in that doesn't know how to wrestle or connect with an audience. Like, he seems intense and cool.
Yeah.
And then they have a fucking Roman try to kill him, like literally kill him in that ambulance spot. And Reigns is still a babyface somehow. And, it's just everything. It's just so frustrating. I can't imagine being a writer in that company. I'm sure so many people, young guys that were really into wrestling, go into that company thinking, all right,
They're going to do something.
yeah, I've heard it's really hard to get through to these guys, and Vince, does what Vince wants to do no matter what you say, but I've got some ideas, and I really care about this, and I'm going to change things. And you just see that revolving door.
Yeah.
I've known a bunch of ex-writers, and I've heard all the stories, and, like, it
seems like no one lasts there more than like 18 months.
no, unless they're, like, a couple that, like, if Vince and Hayes and those guys like a lot, then they'll be around for, forever. And
Right.
they'll have Vince's ear and everything, but it sounds like it's been that way since the fucking 90s.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like it's ever going to change. And that's why, honestly, I kind of just gave up.
Yeah.
Like, the sad part is that, like, that show has never had a better roster of talent that I really like.
Yeah.
Like, even the worst people on that roster are people I could see being interested in the right circumstances.
Yeah.
But I can't get behind any of it. I just can't get into it. Like, there's just nothing there that makes me go, yes, this is exciting me. Every once in a while you get little flashes of it, like, the Zayn Owens, like, teaming back up thing. It's like, okay, that could be cool, but, like, I don't care about the context of it. I don't care about I don't care why it's happening. I don't care who they're doing it around. Like, none of it matters to me.
Yeah.
I do have a number of people from chat. I'm sorry if this doesn't segue into what you're talking about at all. I don't know what's going on, but they want to hear about Sister Abigail.
Okay,
That is
so
something that you talk
I
about.
can't wait for Sunday.
let me just tell you what I think I know about this, which is all entirely second and third hand information.
Okay, I've watched all the bits. They're great.
So at some point, Sister Abigail is the spooky demon, possible real person ghost.
Probably dead. Yeah, ghost. Probably a ghost.
That Bray Wyatt has always referenced in regards to his weird death cult shit.
And it's his finishing move is called Sister Abigail.
Yes. So Sister Abigail, it was never really clear whether there was ever a corporeal version of Sister Abigail or it was always just like a demon that sort of was in the background or what. I don't know. But I'm to understand that Sister Abigail is real and also is actually just Bray Wyatt.
Okay. So there were always rumors about, like, okay, are they going to bring up some developmental girl and have her be Sister Abigail and join the Wyatt family? People talked about that in the early days of the Wyatt family.
Right.
Oh, is Paige going to be Sister Abigail or stuff like
It was
that?
going to be. Was it going to be a person or not?
Yeah. And I mean, those rumors still happen. Like, what is happening to Vinny? Okay, he was freaking out for a second. But then, like, nothing ever happened. They'd be like, oh, this girl from developmental is teasing that it's her, and then nothing ever happened.
Right.
And so Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt have been having the most boring fucking feud in modern
Talk
wrestling.
about another talent that just feels like just completely fell off a cliff.
But at least the
second they went
crowd
up.
gives a shit about him.
Also, fucking Green Mist. Awesome. Anyway, sorry, go on.
At least the crowd gives a shit about Finn
Yes.
Balor. They care, and, like, I hope they don't just ruin him with bullshit like this. But so, I don't remember the exact order here, but Finn started feuding with Bray, and it was every Bray Wyatt feud you've ever seen.
Right.
It's a lot of him showing up.
Holy shit, Abby.
Nice. Good moonsault. A lot of the lights going out, and him being in a spooky, foggy closet backstage and talking real breathy promos about fucking death and life and liars.
Oh,
and
so a Bray
whatever.
Wyatt promo. Got
Every
it.
fucking thing Bray Wyatt's ever done.
Yes.
And then Finn being like, "Oh, but I'm gonna beat you." And then they fight at a pay-per-view or Raw, and Finn beats him. And then Bray Wyatt beat him on a Raw,
Yeah.
and then he poured red goop on him.
Okay, we have our first elimination. It is one of the Young Bucks is out. I believe Nick is
Poor
out.
Matt or Nick.
It was Nick.
Okay. So then Bray beat him on a random Raw, and then sprayed, or sorry, I said spray because he just spit the mist. Poured a bunch of goopy pudding on him, like this red stuff, and Finn freaks out, and Michael Cole's like, oh my God, I can't believe we're seeing, whoever thought we'd see a bloodbath in a WWE ring? forgetting the fact that he was there for a billion Brood bloodbaths with Gangrel in like 99.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the average memory of a WWE superstar in terms of things that have happened to them
That's
and
true.
what they are able to reference is generally somewhere between 9 to 12 months.
And I mean, that goes back to Vince. Like,
Yeah.
Vince, by many accounts, does not give a shit about referencing history that much. Well, unless it's, the Ultimate Warrior and his lifetime of charitable giving and being a good
Yeah,
person. But
and-
anyway, so
Let's just
yeah.
all forget about the bigotry.
Yeah, and just being a real shithead for his entire life.
Abby
So-
took out Kenny Omega.
Wow! Oh my goodness.
You're welcome.
Jesus
Also, I think
Christ.
I'm bleeding. I don't know.
You might
Cody
be.
Rhodes is out. That is it.
Great.
Total domination by the Beast Crew.
We swept. Hey, good job,
Hell
guys.
fucking yes. Eat shit, Bullet Club. The Beast is coming for you.
We gotta have a cool hand signal. Hey, wait, they can't do fucking Too Sweet, so I think. Hey, we got Too Sweet now, losers.
Yeah, we own it now.
I too
That's how this
sweeted
works.
myself in the
Too sweet,
booth.
Abby.
Yes.
Jealous, Cody. That's our thing now.
So yeah, no, Bullet Club has to retire now. That's just how that works.
Yep. Okay.
All right. So anyway, where were we on the whole
Okay.
this whole thing?
If you want to set up another thing,
Yeah,
while
I'll
I'm
set
explaining
up
this.
one more thing. Actually, I just kind of want to look into the workshop here because
Okay.
So they cracked 20,000 submissions for this recently, and I mean, it varies in quality, but I thought it'd be fun just to kind of see what
Yeah.
some of the more recent stuff was.
Take a look.
But go on.
Okay. So Goopy Pudding incident happens on Raw. Finn freaks out. And then Finn backstage, Renee or whoever's talking to him, and he's wiping down with the towel. He's like, oh, I guess if he wants to play mind games, I'll have to bring out the demon. And so it's like, okay. So he painted his face for the next thing, and he became the demon. He put a bunch of fucking belts on his head, and he beat Bray Wyatt. So
Okay.
he's beating Bray Wyatt as the man, Finn Balor. He's beaten Bray Wyatt as the demon, Finn Balor.
And so, like every other wrestler on the roster, he has beaten Bray Wyatt.
Yes. Which also, I love how in 2K, it's two different characters, the demon and Finn. They have different ratings and stuff.
Yep.
That's funny to
Also,
me.
this is some. They've recently added body morphing stuff, so you can make some real thick characters.
What am I looking at here?
You're
Is it
looking-
balls?
I don't even know.
Okay.
Check this out. What the fuck is this?
Is that
I don't know.
Robotnik's
That's
pelvis
that's a
and-
wrestler. You can wrestle with that.
All right, I like all this.
Opa. That's
That's just a head.
That's Infinite Cena. Infinite
Like
Cena.
like a fucking Andros head.
I love
all
art.
right, I like that.
What do we have?
Remember when he was banned and he wrestled as Juan Cena with a luchador
What the
mask?
fuck am I looking at?
Is that SpongeBob?
It has a vaguely SpongeBob-like presentation to it.
Donkey
okay, see, now
Kong?
Donkey Kong. This I understand.
All
This
right.
I get this. That's art I understand.
That's good.
Okay, so the goopy match happened.
Okay, Goopy match happens. Then he turns into the demon. He beats Bray Wyatt. So he beat Bray Wyatt as the man and the demon. And they had like 40 more matches for some fucking reason. I think Finn won most of them. And then
Giant Gonzalez.
that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So then Bray starts doing these promos about how he's going to bring Sister Abigail to TLC.
Okay.
And he starts doing these promos.
That's just a fucking Gundam. That's just a straight up Gundam someone made. Yeah, go on. All right, so he's bringing Sister Abigail.
Yeah, with these fucking promos where he's back in his spooky fog closet and he's talking and laughing and everything. And then the most fucking like Adobe Premiere wavy fucking Wayne's World transition to clearly Bray Wyatt with a fucking mesh doily over his head. And they put some makeup on underneath, so he's got like a ghostly face. And then him, he's laughing and everything. And then you hear like a woman's laugh too. So it's like Bray laughing and then the lady laughing. And he kind of looks like a lady. He's got makeup on.
So basically, the inference here is that there is a demon inhabiting or a ghost or something inhabiting his body, and he's being possessed.
I think so. I think there's a demon ghost of a lady inside Bray Wyatt.
Ah, yes, that famous character, Stardust. The fuck? I don't know what's happening.
Is that what he did
anymore.
in TNA? So then, in response, Finn Balor did a thing on Raw where he's like, "All right, so if Sister Abigail's my opponent, I guess it's time for the demon again." Wavy Wayne's World, Mr. Caffeine transition to him painted up like a fucking jack-o'-lantern. So he's got orange and black face paint. So you got Pumpkin Finn Balor against Sister Abigail this Sunday for whatever on the line. I don't know, their souls or something. Which
Is fucking Party City sponsoring this match? Like, what the shit?
It's just the cheesiest shit. And I want to go on the record. Like, I love supernatural bullshit.
Oh yeah, no. The
wrestling.
Undertaker is still one of my favorite characters
Yes.
of all time. When done right, and by right
Yes.
I mean with maximum stupidity.
Teleportation powers
Yes.
and lightning. Like, one of my most distinct memories in my history of watching wrestling was being 9 years old, Royal Rumble 94, Undertaker versus Yokozuna. Fucking every heel on the planet, Jeff Jarrett and Ludwig Borga, and everyone comes out.
Anyway, there's lots of stuff going on in here.
And there's 13 heels all beating up the Undertaker. And the fucking, like, they start beating up the urn or something, and it just starts belching green smoke everywhere, and Paul Bearer's freaking out. And I guess the green smoke was the Undertaker's spirit power leaving him, and so they put him in the giant casket, and then they do the whole thing after the match where his spirit ascended out of the fucking casket and showed up on the Titantron. And it was the best shit in the world because I had no idea what was going on, and it was so stupid, but I was so into it. I love that bullshit.
Yeah.
Anytime Undertaker shot lightning or come out of a flaming casket or come back from the dead or died or any of that, it's always amazing. But this shit with Pumpkin Finn and Sister Abigail Bray is fucking dumb.
That is pretty fucking dumb.
Because at least there was some production value usually behind Undertaker shooting lightning or fog coming out of the urn. This is just, seriously, just the stupid transition effect. It's the lamest shit in the
All
world.
right, we're gonna close out Fire Pro for today. Yeah, that whole thing sounds like a complete nightmare, and not like in a fun way. Like just a what the fuck are you doing?
And it's two guys that are very talented.
Yes.
Like Finn is one of the better wrestlers on the planet who's really connecting with the crowd. Bray, they have ruined time and time and time again. Bray is a very talented dude. He has a natural charisma. He's great in the ring. He's got so much agility for a bigger guy. It could be great.
So we're gonna have a barbed wire death match
Is that
here.
Mike Hager?
Mike Hagar versus Gigi Allen.
Finally.
Yes, the match everyone has
Oh, my goodness.
been frantically scrambling to see.
Yeah.
God, yeah, again, you're just emphasizing why I can't watch that show anymore. I mean, part of it is just I've grown to the point where I don't love supporting that company in general.
I
but
do,
just
'cause I'm an
when,
idiot.
But when they take these talents who are actually good, like really good wrestlers, like great performers, and then just like stick them with this incredibly mundane and just barely thought out bullshit. Like I can't bring myself to watch.
And nothing feels like it matters. It never feels like there's stakes. Like, you know, these people feud for 4 months at a time and trade wins back and forth, or one guy just keeps winning the whole time and who gives a shit.
Oh God.
And
The
you know,
barbed wire.
they'll build to something interesting, like the Roman Cena thing. Like that got people talking for a bit, and there were some genuinely very interesting bits that came out of that.
Yeah.
But then the end result is the fucking thing that everyone expected. And Roman beats Cena. Cena does the hey, cheer this guy thing. I'm leaving for a while. Like, it's just all fucking predictable and boring. And the fact that they're doing it with the best roster that company has ever had is disheartening. And I feel so bad for the guys. Neville. My God, I feel bad for Neville. He is one of the best wrestlers on the planet, who was a guy that was just a great, great wrestler for a long time. All of his stuff in NXT as a babyface and his early WWE run. He was
Yeah.
a great wrestler that never really clicked on a character level. But then, with him as a heel, this whole King of the Cruiserweights thing was doing great fucking character work.
Yeah.
His whole thing after Enzo won and he brought the whole Cruiserweight division out and he was talking down to Enzo. It's great. He's such a good heel. And like, I understand why they did what they did with Enzo. And
I mean, I don't like it, but I get yes, I get the rationale behind it,
Yeah.
poor as it was.
I mean, it is more interesting. I'm more interested in what they're doing with Enzo as a character than when he was a babyface, road dog, catchphrase machine. You know, like him as the heel that everyone hates is interesting, and they're building up a real thing. You know, reading all the dirt sheet shit of him getting kicked off the bus and everyone in the locker room hating him. Like, that's been interesting. And it's one of those things that they did so well in the Attitude Era where you feel like there's a kernel of reality here. Like, you know, when
Yes.
Shawn and Brett were feuding and they're saying things about sunny days and all that shit, like, you felt like, oh, man, there's some real, there's some cuts here.
Yep.
Like, when you believe that everyone in the locker room fucking hates Enzo, it's really interesting when The Miz comes out and talks about some shit, especially The Miz with his history of being the guy everyone hated, but he turned things around and persisted and improved.
Yes.
And now he's gained the respect of everyone,
Yeah.
from the locker room to fans.
That's
you know?
that's the thing is that like there's so again when I say that like there's people on that roster that I just don't give a shit about and I can't bring myself to care. A lot of it is just because it's taken so long for them to actually find good things for them to do.
Yeah.
And, The Miz is one of those characters where, like, he had a period of, like, was it like the mid-2000s where, like, he was kind of doing some good shit, and then he kind of trailed off real hard for a long time, but then he came back with, like, his Johnny Cage gimmick and, like, has been
so
killing
good.
it ever since.
And then, like, ever since they brought Maurice back after that Mania, like, they worked great together, and it sucks to see him carry so many feuds with just incredible fucking mic work. That whole Cena, Nikki Bella, Maurice thing at WrestleMania this year. Like, Miz, with all those parodies of Total Bellas and everything, was fucking killing it. And
Yep.
Maurice is awesome, and Miz is still killing it, and I feel like they just kind of keep using him to, like, all right, we're going to feed him to Cena so we can propose, so that'll be on the Today Show.
Right.
We're going to feed him to the Shield because we need to have them beat 5 dudes. And, like,
He's just their most popular enhancement talent, basically. Like,
he's
that's
so
what he's
good.
That's how they use him.
yeah.
Because they don't have enhancement talent anymore, so they have to take these guys who have real personas and real characters and essentially just feed them to whoever they think is their most marketable wrestler at that moment.
Or you take your enhancement talent and make them World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes.
And that doesn't work. But anyway, back to the 205 Live stuff and the Enzo stuff and everything. Like, I can see why, like, I don't know the whole story. I don't know what's going on if Neville quit. Obviously, some shit went down. He hasn't been on the show since the walkout incident and everything.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's because, like, there are rumors that, like, cruiserweights aren't getting the 205 Live guys aren't getting royalties for the game. There's rumors that Neville.
Well, so Neville did get asked out of WrestleMania DVD
Yes.
royalties because that match with Austin Aries got left off the DVD because it was pre-show.
And Aries got pissed and quit, and he's
Yeah.
making money on the Indies now. So
I mean, he was already making money on the Indies, to be fair. Like,
Yeah,
Austin
yeah.
Aries will do fine
Oh,
without
yeah.
the WWE. Like, him being there was kind of a neat novelty, but, like, by that stage of his career, like, him being in NXT was, like, bizarre.
Yeah, totally. So who knows? It could be a variety of
Mike
reasons.
Hagar wins in a very bloody, terrible battle.
All
All
right.
right.
I know the story that the internet likes to tell is that, like, he was pissed that Enzo was in the cruiserweight division. He was supposed to lose to Enzo, but, like, who knows if that was even the deal or if it was a accumulation of things. But hey, if that's the case, if he was upset with the company and walked out, good on him, because that guy could fucking go to New Japan. I hope he goes to New Japan. I'd
Yeah.
hate to see a talent like him go to, like, Global Force or TNA or whatever the fuck they're called this week.
Yeah, like at the very worst, I would hope he would end up somewhere like Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor, New Japan,
or-
either one. Like,
yeah.
he'd work killer matches with anyone.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we're talking about WWE because, there's actually stuff happening right now. Like, I feel like there's not actually a whole lot to talk about with New Japan right now because
Right.
they're on a good course.
G1's done, and G1, man, I watched most of G1, and fuck, it was good.
Like, even the dullest parts of the G1 were still far and away better than most of the shit that's going on in the U.S. right now. And it was that whole tournament top to bottom was super exciting. And even, like, the sort of follow-up stuff of, like, so when you lose a match in the G1, if you win the overall tournament and you get the briefcase, you have to defend the briefcase against everyone who beat you in the tournament. And likewise,
awesome.
if you're the champion, or I guess in Okada's case, because he was the champion and he was in the G1, I think he fought all the people who beat him as well for the
okay.
title.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they made it through that gauntlet. So it is Naito versus Okada at the next Wrestle Kingdom.
Which was that the one that Naito was supposed to fight Okada in the main event a few years ago when he won the G1,
And then
that's why he got pushed down mid card and Nakamura main evented.
That was pre everyone loving Naito.
Right.
Naito. That was the sort of still kind of a good guy, but not really much of a character. Naito.
right. I've heard people compare him to, like, Roman Reigns, where it's like they were pushing him hard, but the crowd wasn't really getting into it.
Yeah.
He goes to Mexico, forms Los Ingobernables, comes back with a chip on his shoulder, does the whole thing with the belt and disrespecting
And he becomes a
it,
heel,
and-
but then he becomes, like, also one of the most beloved characters in that entire
because
thing.
he becomes awesome. I saw
Yeah.
him at that War of the Worlds Ring of Honor thing. That was the first time I'd seen him.
Los
And, like,
Ignoramus is by far the best stable in wrestling right now.
Oh,
Like,
they're
no,
awesome,
no
man.
disrespect to Bullet Club, no disrespect to Chaos, any of the other squads out there, but, like, straight up, that whole team is fucking fire.
Yeah, I really like everything I've seen from Naito and those guys.
Evil is probably my favorite of all of them,
It
just
seems pretty
because, hey, Pro Wrestling Grim Reaper is a really good character, and his name is just fucking Evil.
All caps.
And he just wears eyeliner and is just like a goth wrestler, and I'm super into that.
It's very good.
I'm extremely into that. All right. I think we're going to switch games here. I would just
Okay.
like to emphasize again, Fire Pro Wrestling World is currently still in early access. It's probably been my favorite early access game.
Oh, wow.
Like, they have been updating regularly. They've been making smart changes.
But PUBG?
I
That's a different thing.
I'm
It
just
feels
saying
like
that
that's
like
such a
the
different
early access experience of this game,
Right. Okay.
has
Of
been
the updates and everything
has been very good, and I feel like the way they've been improving the game and the subtle changes they've been making have been solid, and I'm really happy to see that they are making that game again seriously.
cool.
Speaking of games that maybe don't take the act of making a wrestling game quite so seriously, all right. So WWE 2K18 is out now.
Uh-huh.
I got a code for it on Sunday night at 10 p.m. I've been playing it. Well, let's just
all right.
let's
Tell
just,
you what.
let's just get into this.
You set that up. I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna
All
run
right.
out and get some cigarettes real quick. I'll totally be back.
Okay, yeah.
I'll be back to play. Don't worry. I'm not gonna leave you.
I've heard that story before.
Okay, I'm not gonna leave you.
All right, so we're gonna load up here momentarily. This is not syncing with
Alex.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite wrestler? Also, do you want me to grab you another controller?
Yeah, it'd be great. My favorite wrestler of all time. So probably this dude named Kenta Kobashi, who was a very famous wrestler in the 90s and early 2000s in Japan, who, I don't know, like, is, to me, that dude is the ultimate combination of guy who is extremely good at wrestling and is also just a massive hunk.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
You would be into him because
Yes.
he is full on fucking hunk meat.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I like the goth wrestlers. And
Yeah.
the ones, well, we went to that British wrestling show, and I like the ones who were like, they looked like 50s era bodybuilders. It might be the other controllers.
Okay.
What's going on? Sorry.
Yeah, Jimmy Havoc, I believe, was the guy that you were into.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
That was actually the first time I'd ever seen him.
Yeah, that was the goth, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the goth trench coat and everything. I was a big fan.
Yeah, he's good. You would like Evil, actually, because he's extremely goth.
Oh, fun.
Like eyeliner and everything, wears a straight up fucking Grim Reaper outfit. Okay, this one appears to be dying.
Okay, I'll grab another one.
Okay.
Just a moment.
The other one the one I'm using seems fine.
Okay.
So this will be Dan's. Yeah, Kobashi is probably my all-time favorite. There are a few other guys, like Undertaker was my favorite growing up. Because I mean, he's a wrestling zombie. How could you not love that? Hayabusa was another one from Japan that I really liked a lot. Who had a unfortunately fairly short career. Yeah. Yeah, he'll have to put in his passcode. I don't remember what it is. Yeah. So we're gonna play WWE 2K18. This is not a good game. I have to emphasize this. This is not a good game. It's kind of fucked up, but we're going to have fun with it anyway because the ways in which it is broken can occasionally be hilarious, though maybe less hilarious if you actually paid $60 for this thing.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a ton of real, professional wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
but I did get kind of into sumo wrestling this past winter. I've fallen out of it, but I did find it very fascinating. It's a much different thing, obviously.
It's a very
but
different scene.
Yes, of course.
I have never followed sumo very closely. I've always just sort of occasionally heard about it because occasionally sumo guys become pro wrestlers.
Oh, really?
Very occasionally, not very often.
That's fascinating. Yeah, I really like sumo a lot. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
There is a
Okay, here we go.
there is a sumo wrestler I like who's from Egypt. I don't know if he's still in it. He was over the winter though, and that was pretty fun.
Abby, did you mention about the Progress show?
I
Yeah.
did, and all the British wrestlers.
Yeah, that was a fun show.
And her favorite goth wrestler.
Oh,
Jimmy.
Jacobs?
Yes.
Yeah, he's good.
That was Jimmy Havoc, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Jacobs is
we
the
were talking
other
about Jimmy Jacobs earlier. Yeah,
All right.
Jimmy Havoc.
Should we be getting audio yet?
Ever since the 5.0 update, I've been getting all the notifications again.
Yeah.
I turned those all off.
Yeah,
the
I know.
nice thing
it's-
is you
the
can
update's weird.
you can now block people from adding you to groups randomly. So there is that.
Okay, because I never use any of that shit,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna turn
All
them
right,
off.
so we're gonna play a little bit of this. You and me. Before we well, actually no, we'll jump in here, and I'm gonna show you the only thing about this game that I'm really excited about.
Okay, Alex, this game fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's not very good. Let's just play a normal match to start, and then we'll get into some other dumb shit.
We say it every fucking year, but it gets less understandable every year because
It's actually
this-
it feels like it's getting worse.
Yes, this game, the way it feels, sucked ass years ago, and every year it's just the same or worse, and there's nothing I would like more than a really good wrestling video game. Those are my two favorite things, wrestling and video games, and Specifically a WWE game.
Who's Shane Thorne?
He is in TM61.
Oh, right. They're in this game?
Yeah.
Man. I mean, I'm glad to see the NXT people like getting more, getting theirs, but that's also I don't even remember seeing them in NXT recently.
One of them got hurt.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
probably what it is.
Big Show 2000, like the fine wine.
All right.
2000 was a
Well,
good year.
I'm gonna be Bray Wyatt, but the
Okay,
thing
well, I'm
is,
winning.
I did a little bit of alteration here.
For your sister Abigail?
So I wanted to get like a good attire here. So we're gonna be playing as Colonel Wyatt.
Oh, you can put the KFC Colonel
Because
on anyone?
one of the default outfits in this game, here, let me just emphasize that you can do this to anyone.
Who would be the funniest Colonel Sanders?
I didn't get too deep into it. I did make a Brock Lesnar one. I also, I thought like a good masked one would be good. So here's Colonel Metallic.
Great.
Zorro.
Oh, so
Yeah, you know what? I'm
manager.
gonna be Colonel Metallic. That's how we're gonna do this.
I'm gonna have a manager.
All right,
Oh wait, it has to be Sheamus?
I guess because they're in a team.
Oh, okay. Wait, I add one manager. Okay, I want someone done with something. You can have one too if you want.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so you're gonna be Colonel Grand Metalik?
I mean, okay, yeah. You know what? I'll have a Colonel manager as well. Let's say Colonel. Let's say Colonel Lesnar will be our our manager.
Great. Does everyone automatically have that attire, the Colonel thing?
No, you have to go in and you have to make it as an alternate outfit,
Okay, I see.
which I did immediately.
I'm trying to think who I want as Cesaro's guy. I went through last night and I looked at all the ratings. What do you think? Top 3. What do you think?
That's a pretty good. Yeah, this is all pretty good.
That's quite good.
This is all
okay.
pretty good.
That's quite good. All right. I'm gonna have Big Boss Man 91. As
Yes,
my
the
manager.
best Big Boss man.
Cobb County, Georgia. Yes.
Yes.
Hard times.
Gotta respect the law and order.
So what do you think the top 3 as far as ratings are? I find this very interesting.
Probably Lesnar, probably Cena, probably Roman.
What do you think the 3 ratings are?
All in the mid 90s.
Okay, well, you see 93
Les-
for Lesnar.
yeah.
Who do you think is number 1?
Probably Cena.
No, Lesnar and Cena are both 93. Reigns is 95.
Of course he is.
So Reigns is 2 above everyone in this game.
Where do you want to have this?
Well,
We've got
can
some
you turn off
options.
the fucking filter thing? Because I love playing at the old arenas, but I don't want the shitty filter on it.
I
hate
don't
that.
know if you can or not.
I would do let's just do Nitro, even if it has the filter.
Yeah.
Like, fucking old Nitro set's great.
All right.
The metal WCW.
Yeah, let's do it.
I've really gained an appreciation for old Nitro. You know, Bianca and I watch a lot of the old Nitros.
There's some stuff that holds up in there. A lot of
They're
it
great.
doesn't.
Well, I mean, we skip the matches because
The Lucha stuff's fun.
some of that is, but like they never really
Super
seem to give a
Callow
shit.
constantly breaking his neck is pretty good.
Well, yeah, but it's constantly like a split screen of just like, oh, a car showed up backstage. Let's show that for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And talk about Hulk Hogan during this like sweet Eddie Guerrero match.
Ugh.
But it's, man, the promos and the storylines and everything. Like Roddy Piper locking himself in Alcatraz and stealing a boat to go kill Hogan was great. There's so much dumb shit. The NWO stuff is so dumb, and all those guys are so into it.
Yeah.
Man, they all think they're the coolest dudes in the world, like riding on the back of trash trucks.
And then
too
at some
sweeting
point, they
and-
just start adding people like Brian Adams to the group, and they still think they're the coolest motherfuckers in the world. And it's
I think at some point
extremely not.
Disco Inferno was in one of them. I don't know if he was Wolfpack or
I
what.
think he was only pretend in it for a little bit, and then they all just kicked his ass.
And then he left and he got the Disco Duck.
Yeah.
Man, WCW was just gloriously stupid.
Colonel Metallic.
I was at SummerSlam when they brought out Shawn Michaels as the Colonel. Like, they hit Shawn's music, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? Awesome. And then he comes out as the Colonel. I was like, I had to text Bianca and be like,
Is
are
this
they
really
showing
happening?
this? Is this on TV? Are they showing this? Like, oh, yeah, totally. Looks like the Shark Boy mask.
Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Brock Lesnar,
Colonel Brock. Oh, I love the Flames pads.
weighing in at
Fucking Truth.com banners. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, even before
I want to see some Stacker 2 ads and Pennzoil.
major victories all over the world. Yeah, but he's
Skittles!
some stiff competition tonight.
I
Fruity,
really.
fruity, delicious, delicious.
It's deeply depressing to me how bad these games are. Not just because of how bad they are, but because like the level of detail you can go into with the creation tools
Yeah.
now, and the stuff you can customize, and like the just all the shit they include. Like, it would be awesome if you actually could enjoy playing the game.
Yeah. If this game controlled well and had the nice.
What the fuck?
Did he just walk through the boss man?
Yeah, that was not. That
man.
didn't look right.
his opponent
That didn't look right at all.
by the big
Like, if this played well and it had the nice 2K production values and everything, like the whole wrapping around it and the
Yes.
modes and stuff are cool, but the game sucks to play.
It's like candy coating around like a ball of shit.
Yes, yes.
Here tonight, guys.
Yeah.
From what I understand, Michael, he's been putting
Cesaro's
in
always had bad music. They need to give him better music, or at least give the bar their own
I
music
liked
instead
his
of doing
old
the mishmash.
like hip hop, like Euro hip hop theme. I thought that was pretty good.
I think that was Dean Malenko's old theme.
I didn't like it when they decided that they needed to give him basically Seth Rollins' theme, but with an air horn.
Yeah. Well, because I think that was when he was doing the swing stuff a lot, and I think they were trying to do like a tornado siren,
it's
but
bad.
it sucks.
It's just bad.
It's no good. I will say the Burn It Down and Seth's music was a nice little addition. I heard that it was Vince, after a couple years of him using that music, was like, we need to put something in that pause. There's got to be something in that pause.
God.
And they tried a bunch of different stuff. They slipped a bunch of different stuff in there.
Yeah.
And one of them was like a sultry, seductress lady saying like Kingslayer. That's they had him choose between them, and he liked Burn It Down the most.
All right, fuck it. Let's
right.
play some wrestling. What do you say?
Yeah. Boy, Grand Metalik, they're really using him a lot, aren't they?
Yes, they are. He's been in what, like 3 matches since that fucking cruiserweight tournament?
Probably.
We get paid for this.
I don't watch 205 Live. I feel bad about that. I feel like a bad wrestling fan because I like a lot of those talents.
I mean, I don't have the network anymore, so I can't.
Oh,
Anyway.
you don't?
No,
Oh, wow.
no. I canceled it after WrestleMania. I was like, you know what? I don't like this. I don't want to watch this anymore. So why am I paying for it? Why am I giving them money?
I'll have it for the rest of my life and spend thousands and thousands every year to go to WrestleMania because I'm stupid. But you know, that's me.
It doesn't have to be that way. You can stop. You can.
No.
I am proof positive
I'm
that
just-
you can stop.
I'm just doubling down on this stuff now. I'm taking Bianca to her first WrestleMania in New Orleans next year. So yeah, let's just double up on this stuff.
Ugh.
It's you gotta say, like, have you been to a Mania?
No, I mean I've been to wrestling pay-per-views, but I've never been to a Mania.
It's a thing.
I'm not saying it's not a thing. I'm not saying I don't understand where the appeal comes from. I just don't have it in me anymore.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I
You
was
just
trying to do a springboard, but I guess not.
drop kick the ref.
All right, sure. That's it. Like, even the years where I go in and I'm like, it's going to be a shitty Mania. Like, 31, I was worried. This year,
Come
I was
on.
worried. It's still a really good time. I think Dallas was the weakest one I went to. I was just not into that.
Ugh.
I just want to say I enjoyed watching whoever just belly flopped onto the ground.
Yeah.
I believe that was Dan.
That happens a lot in this game.
Good move.
Yep. We take this game very seriously. In it to win it.
Just really scintillating commentary here. Ooh.
I've heard a lot of times they didn't record commentary lines for he and she. So during women's matches, it'll be like, oh, and he slams him. And then with like Alexa Bliss versus Bailey.
Ugh.
Yep. Great
I mean,
stuff.
so they changed a bunch of the commentary. It's now Byron Saxton and Corey Graves instead of the King and JBL, which is welcome.
Which every single time I've hit someone with a chair in this game, I've heard Byron Saxton say something like, talk about taking a seat.
Oh, boy.
Great. Wasn't bad the first time, not great the sixth time.
So here's the really tragic thing, is that 2K, the NBA games, had some of the best commentary of any sports game.
Oh, yeah?
Like, traditionally, they were really good. Like, they were able to sort of, like, interrupt dialogue to, you know, discuss things that were happening, like, instantly on the court. Like, it was really good shit. And they have never been able to replicate that here. It always feels like 3 guys who are having completely separate conversations than the people that they are in the room with.
Yeah, and insert one like historical fact, like, well, you know, in Survivor Series '94, Shawn Michaels' team with this and this, they lost to, and then just back to the same shit we've heard for years. Although not hearing King is very good.
Yes, I'm totally fine with that.
I don't ever want to hear Lawler on commentary again. Hey, let me try something. I know one of the new things in this game is the like pick people up and move them around thing.
Yes.
So let me come in here and let me test this system out.
Hang on, I just
Nice.
need to drop kick both of you.
All right, let me try to lift you up. I know it's R1. I've been playing with a 360
try it.
controller or Xbox One controller. Yeah, so you hold in R1 and then you move the stick.
Okay.
All right. These games are just so fucking needlessly complicated. And I know you have to have a bunch of different scenarios, stuff on the ground, stuff on the turnbuckle, getting in and out. Like, there's a lot of shit in wrestling.
But that's
it's
their
just-
thing. That's the gimmick this year is you can pick dudes up and carry them around. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
that's
whole
the
thing,
thing
they
that's
hinge
new.
the gameplay on. Also, they added a second submission meter, so if you would rather use this other one, which is more button mashy, you can do that.
I do like the button mashy more than I like their stupid lockpick thing. Okay, so I've got you here, and so now I can move you around to different positions.
But I think I'm going to escape.
I'm just going to do this for... Can I do that forever?
Yes, probably.
Just as long as you get out.
We should try Backstage Brawl after this, too.
Yes,
Those
we
are
should
really
definitely,
stupid.
We should definitely do that.
So when it does the split screen in Backstage Brawls, that's when I've noticed a lot of performance dips. But I'm
Yes.
playing on PC, so I am impressed. I am playing in 4K with everything turned all the way up. Audience density, textures, all that stuff. And outside of the split screen stuff, It has worked all right. Like, I even tried a thing last night where I took like 8 of the biggest dudes, the Rikishis and Typhoon and Earthquake and everything, and did a ladder match at WrestleMania at 4K.
But I'll tell you
and
what, he's not
it seemed to run all right.
Yeah, so I've been playing on a PS4 regular at home, and so maybe we'll try out like an 8-person match, like a Royal Rumble or something later on. But like what I found is that it seems like it doesn't have performance dips. It just runs at a different frame rate in those matches.
I can see that. And I bet, like a high-powered PC versus like a standard PlayStation is going to be totally different. And the Switch version, I can't wait to see how that is. That should be great.
That's not out yet, right?
No. Oh, I heard like NBA ran okay-ish, right, on Switch?
I think it had some like cutscene problems where like the frame rate was kind of fucking up, but
okay. I mean, I feel like when a game's on Switch, I instantly am like 20% more interested because that means I can just take it everywhere.
Yes, and this is a game you're definitely going to want to take everywhere you go.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the dentist and play this in the chair. It's great.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business.
Every year I feel like I do the same thing. I go into the character creator, I check what the like face maker stuff is. I spend 3 hours making myself and doing custom pyro. Oh yeah, this done in the game.
Whoa.
Yeah, cool. And then I remember, like, after I spend 3 hours making my guy, I go to play my first match or start of my career. I'm like, all right, this game fucking sucks. I don't want to play any of this. I'm done creating my guy.
So I mean, we'll show more of that in the quick look. We're not really going to get into that here, but I can tell you this year's my career is a total fucking grind again. Cool. And they added the great feature of you having to run around backstage to make things happen.
Great.
So there's long sequences of you just running places. Oh,
there we go. Thing is, these games sell, and people like this game. I just don't know who the fuck these people are. There are people that dedicate their entire fucking YouTube channel. I guess it's like any game, but people get into this. Like, they get way into the universe mode and all that. I just, man.
I don't know what his signature move is.
I don't either.
For his finisher for a third time seem incredibly remote.
What am I doing here? Are you Hurricane running me?
Yeah, I guess I am.
All right.
There's the cover.
This thing, I don't like this pin mechanic.
His shoulders are down.
Stole it. Stole the win.
Yeah. Wow.
The Colonel has been defeated.
The Colonels. It just bums me out. I would be so happy if 2K turned this around. I was so hoping that when 2K bought it, it's like, oh man, they can get visual concepts on it. I don't play the NBA games, but I've heard those are very good sports games with really good single-player modes and all this.
Yeah.
And 2K14 came out, and I was like, all right, this is fine, but it just feels like this was a finished game that they had to slap the 2K thing on because of the buyout and all that. And then, like, okay, 15, that's going to be the one that it's been 2K from the beginning. And that one sucked. And I was like, well, that was their first one on new consoles, so 16 is going to be the one. 16 sucked, 17 sucked, 18 sucks. They're bad wrestling games.
The real tragedy of all this is that 2K learned very quickly what it took like a decade for THQ to learn, which is that people will buy these games no matter what.
That's the thing. And, like, if it's working and you're making money, I mean, why do this huge overhaul and piss off all the fans that are buying the thing and like it in the first place for some fucking reason?
That's the thing. I honestly don't think people really like these games that much. They like the accoutrement around it. They like all the different, like, customization shit around it. The actual game part is almost incidental.
I don't know, man. Like, I've seen enough.
I've never talked to anyone who actually thinks the games are fun to play. Like the recent
I don't
ones.
know anyone in person, but I've seen YouTube videos of people who seem very excited about these games.
All right, let's
I've
go
never met a
backstage.
human in the flesh that enjoys these video games. All right. What do we do?
Make this a title
It did
match.
start with Smokin' by Boston, so
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
We're gonna take
Wait, does Taker have Rollin'?
These are these are the ones that came with like that weird Cena DLC pack or whatever.
I'm gonna be Biker Taker, and we have to have entrances on. Oh no, it's Backstage Brawl.
Yeah, it's Backstage.
Let's see if I have Rollin'.
These are some of the custom ones I've downloaded. It's pretty decent. Arn Anderson.
We got 3 Triple H's. Arn Anderson's great. Oh, okay. Custom guys China.
It's actually a really good China.
That is, yeah. That Punk's pretty good. Man,
Yeah.
down to the tattoos.
Cody, Devon,
yep.
decent Phoenix. Play the gobbledygook.
How did you make the gobbledygook?
I didn't. I guess that costuming is in there. Like it's just straight up in the
okay.
game if you want to make that.
Is that Tito Santana in there?
No, it was Hector Guerrero.
That's
I think.
right.
Yeah.
It's this fucking legend. Was that Eddie's uncle?
There's Kenny. It's all right.
That
Kenny.
looks more like Rich Gallup.
Yeah,
the Halloween
The
costume.
hair's not quite right.
All right, we got 5 stings.
Oh, there are 5 stings in the fucking game.
Oh boy. Oh, we got Wolfpack 2 Sweetings thing.
It's a pretty good pentagon.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, it's
brawl.
backstage. We should get Sabu in there, probably, right?
Yeah, probably.
Extreme.
All right. We should fight Sabu. We'll do Rick Rude.
Ravishing. Rick Rude.
I worked a show with Sabu. He looks like it hurts to move around
Yeah.
us, and I felt bad for him.
Well, it's got to be for, what do you think? ECW title, Hardcore Championship? What do we like?
Can we do the Brahma Bull Belt?
What
is the Gift of the
Can't
Gods
seem to
Championship?
get. Oh, that's a Lucha.
Oh, is that
Underground
Lucha?
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't
Trying
watched
to
as much of that as I should. Let me
This
take a look
menu
here.
is like weirdly delayed.
Oh, really?
Unless you're the one moving
I think
it?
I might be
Oh,
moving
that's
it.
what it is. Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, that was a custom one I downloaded.
Oh, okay. Let's go UK.
I think that's also a custom one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's not. I don't know if that one's in the game or not. It
Really?
might be.
I mean, it's got the logo next to it.
It
and everything. I mean, and
does.
that is a real belt they do. I would imagine that's in the
Okay.
game.
I could not remember if like I had downloaded that or not.
I turned double title match on, so this is going to be for the UK Championship and the New Japan Heavyweight Championship.
All right, that sounds reasonable.
Okay. How do we you go back? How do we?
Let's just.
Whatever. Let's fight.
It didn't let us select. All right, so you know what? Fuck it. All right, we're going Hardcore Championship
Sweet.
original. All right, here we go. That's our match.
I remember the rumor that the old hardcore belt was the one that Mr. Perfect smashed with a hammer back in the day. That they
Right.
put together, but I believe that was debunked. Mustache guys.
Mustache guys. I mean, that's a really good Sabu, actually.
That is.
That
yeah.
really does look like him.
Yeah. Probably there's no way to do the like jumping off chairs, springboard type stuff, is there?
I
don't think you can jump off chairs,
you can do
no.
that.
Or even can he throw them like Sabu?
I think you can throw them. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can leap off of them.
Okay. Man, every time he would do the chair to top rope to outside thing, I was always just like, oh god, he's gonna kill himself.
Hey, you! I don't like you.
What's going on here?
I don't like you either.
My mustache is better.
Backstage and, oh my God, there they go.
God, the airbrush tights. I still think the airbrushed wife's face on the pants is maybe the funniest heel move I've ever seen in wrestling.
That's pretty good.
It's so fucking funny.
All right, let's go into like a stupid room. What's
That's
over
the
here?
office, isn't it? Oh, there's Woods. Hey, let's go talk to Woods. Hang on. Oh wait, no, he wants no part of it. All right, we'll go into the room.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to
All
be
right.
in this game either.
Rick Rude wanted to be on up, up, down, down.
Just brings him.
Just gonna body slam you and then go into this office.
Okay.
I need to retreat to my office.
All right.
Nowhere is safe in
I hate how
WWE, including
wrestling
the
offices
office.
look now. It used to look like a fucking office like this, and now it's always a red curtain and a poster for some fucking
pick up
Christmas
weapons?
movie or something.
It's been a while.
Wow.
Ugh.
Michael, that gives new
What's the
meaning
button to pick up?
have a
I think
seat.
L1.
Okay. I was trying to pick up that chair and it wasn't
Michael, that gives
letting
new
me.
meaning
Man, I
to
miss when Regal
have
was
a
the
seat.
commissioner and he had a real office. I guess they'd do some of that in NXT.
Let's see if I pick this
And
up.
Stephanie never
There we
dressed like that when she was in. Well, I guess she did
Oh.
some.
Taking it to
SmackDown,
him.
yeah.
Man, this is not good at all.
Yeah, this is not good at all.
One thing I really genuinely like about this game is, have you gone to Vince's office in this?
No.
Come with me to Vince's office.
All right, let's go to Vince's
There's
office.
kind of a weird deep cut in there that I very much appreciate.
Let's take a chair.
Okay, we'll
and
take
let's
our
go
chairs.
we'll go to Vince's
Okay.
office.
We got a bone to pick.
This is a very cordial hardcore match. We're all
Yeah.
kind of just agreeing to go places. Do you know where it is?
Yeah, it's all the way down the hall past this. What's up, Sabu?
You can run with L2.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh, hey, AJ,
Styles,
what's up?
like, oh no, no, no.
That's a very AJ move to cowardly run away. Okay, so it's down by that green screen. Where is it? Alicia Fox? No, that's probably Brie Bella taking promo pics. I'm kind of a dork for dumb shit like this, like running
Okay,
around
over
backstage.
here?
This is Vince's office.
All right, let's go in here. Let's
Okay.
say hi to Vince.
Excuse me.
Can you go in there?
I don't want to interrupt your meat wrap. Maybe we can't have chairs. Don't sneeze, Sabu. Fucking, how did you drop it?
Circle.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Michael, that
That's
gives
not
new
circle.
meaning
That's not the
to
button.
That was
have
not
a seat.
circle.
It's not the button at all.
Okay, yes, you can't be
Excuse me,
holding a
Vince?
chair and open a door. That's just
Sabu's
that's just
hurt out here.
science. You can't do that.
Look at that.
Wow.
They got the T-Rex skull. That makes me so happy. It's one of my favorite Vince things that he has a fucking T-Rex skull in his office, which of course he does.
Michael, that gives new meaning to have a seat.
I'm gonna be so sad when Vince dies. He is just like, he is the most larger than life, like he is that guy.
I just can't. I think sad is maybe overstating it. Like
I
you can-
will cry.
All right,
Like, he is one of my favorite human beings to ever. Like, he's just.
but he's also a
a-
hell person.
Oh, of course.
He is an absolute
But
hell person.
he's a fucking comic book character who's a real guy, not just in kayfabe.
I mean,
like,
like a comic book villain.
yeah, but this like fucking 72-year-old man eating headbutts and shit. Like, challenging Brock Lesnar to fights on airplanes and stuff. Like, not for entertainment purposes. For like, hey, prove you're a man. Come on, Kofi. I'm not gonna respect you until you fight me. Like, he is the best. He doesn't understand how the world works.
I think your definition of the best and mine differ somewhat.
Maybe. Like, I'm not saying he is a good human being.
No,
like,
definitely
nothing
not.
like that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying shit like, he is so in his wrestling bubble. Like, you've heard the story about when Freddie Prinze Jr. wrote for wrestling and he was watching like a
Yes.
fucking stand-up comedy special. For anyone who hasn't heard, Freddie Prinze was a writer for years, and he was writing, or he's on a plane or a hotel or something. He was watching a stand-up comedy special, and Vince walked up and was like, "Why are you watching that? Why are you watching this comedy special?" And Freddie Prinze's like, "Oh, it's funny. It makes me laugh." "Well, we've got Santino. Why don't you watch that? We've got
I
comedy."
literally can't like I can't reverse it. Like the reversal thing is just not coming
Oh,
up.
I didn't even realize I was kicking you. I think I was just these gentle kicks. Man, again, not Vince as a human being.
No.
Vince as a human being.
Vince the character is a legendary character. Vince the person is a nightmare.
But I'm not even saying like kayfabe Vince the character. I'm saying Vince as a human
I
being.
still think he's a nightmare.
He is 100%. Like, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. Like, the way he is as a human being off camera is amazing, and it's like this Howard Hughes level of insanity
Yeah,
that I fucking love.
it's definitely in that ballpark.
Yeah. He's in the like Axel, Kanye, like, you know, I got huge and made a ton of money, and also I'm insane. Ugh, I love it.
I love just being like cornered in part of a room where I just can't get out of getting hit with chairs.
It's fun. It's a fun thing in a video game. You want to go somewhere else backstage? Here, I'll take you.
I kind of just want to throw you into this couch and see if you get stuck on the couch.
I tried. I don't think you can. I jumped off a limo. Let's go to the parking lot area.
All right.
I don't think I can run. I think I'm tired from beating you up.
Yeah, I'm kind of dazed. Like I can't move right now.
Tired Rick Rude limping down the hallway.
Okay, come on, Sabu. I know you're old, but like, let's get it together here. Pick up a chair.
Also, Ravishing Rick Rude, maybe the best pro wrestling name.
Oh yeah, that's way up there.
I mean, he was always a heel. Rick Rude is good enough, but Ravishing Rick Rude, he airbrushed his own face on
I
his
think you might
penis
have
area.
Past the parking lot.
God, Rick Rude.
And the action
No, okay,
continues
that's
to
the
go
food
backstage.
area.
You ever hear about Rick Rude and Steve Austin used to be riding buddies back in the day when they were in WCW?
I
The
think I've
Stunning
heard
Steve
some
days.
of those stories.
So Rude obviously was known for his physique, just the crazy abs and everything. But he had these little chicken legs that like Steve Austin would always make fun of him for.
Right.
And
Dude
"Come on,
always
man.
skipped leg
Yeah,
day.
you're always skipping leg days. You're always skipping leg days. And Rude would always say, "For fuck's sake, Steve, this is an upper body business."
It kind of is.
Yeah, it
He's
is.
not wrong. All right, I'm in the parking lot. Where are you?
I ran down to okay, I passed it. I'm coming.
Come on over here. I need to throw you into this limo.
I want to jump off that limo. I'm a big sucker for people doing wrestling moves on top of cars.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
That's a cool thing. I'm going to bring a ladder to the car place.
Okay.
I want to see if I can put you on the car and then jump off a ladder onto your car body.
That seems reasonable.
Looks like I can't grab this.
Maybe knock it over first and then pick it up.
This janky ass game.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's happening with
All
that
right.
ladder there.
Well, that's
Just
a
come on over
3D
here.
object in the game that moves, but you can't pick up. Okay.
That you can pick up.
Got that. I wonder if I can do the fire extinguisher.
Doing some more damage here.
They still have headshots in the game, right?
Yes, they
Okay.
do. The chair shots have not advanced with the times. I mean, they still have
Huh.
pile drivers in this game, too.
Yeah, and they do blood and everything. So I think these matches just end with like KO, right?
I think so.
All right, let me finish you.
I
Okay,
wanna
so you
finish you.
drag. Well, let me give you this.
Ravishing one.
Oh, DDT on the fucking
That's probably the end of
concrete.
that.
That's it.
Winner.
I was going to
Yes.
give you the rude awakening, but
Winner.
no one ever gets up from a DDT on the concrete unless
Nope.
you're John Cena and then you beat the Nexus.
And
I'm
game
snapping.
is trying to figure out how to end this. All right, there we go. Yeah, backstage brawls are not actually very fun at all.
I think they're dumb. I mean, the whole game's dumb and sucks. So
I'm not saying they've never been fun in games. They have been at times. These backstage brawls in these games are bad. Like they are awkward, and the physics have always been janky as shit, and not in like a good way.
Yeah. Is this one bourbon, one scotch, one beer?
Yeah, the soundtrack's really fucking weird.
Didn't expect this to be on the soundtrack. All right, sure. All right. Well, The Rock, what curated the soundtrack or whatever,
Yes.
so I can see that.
All right, real quick here, I just want to take a look at what's going on in community creations right now.
We should try a player match, or
Yes.
or an elimination chamber or something.
Yes. Let's just. No, wait, no, that's not what I want. I want to look at community creations. There we go. Downloads. Let's see what people have been uploading recently.
Okay.
I don't care about like what the hottest ones are because whatever. That's all just the fucking hey, check it out. Here's all your famous people. I want to see what's most recent
Oh yeah,
because that's
how
where
you do it.
That's where the real shit.
That's where you get
lives.
the stuff that like 13-year-olds made because they think it's cool.
Right,
Like,
they're OCs, like
Yeah.
they're the original characters and all that stuff.
yeah, like my Dan Reichert from No Mercy, where
Yep.
it's just flame pants and a chin strap
Like
goatee.
Jack
I thought
Hart.
it was badass.
And Ronin,
Miss Elizabeth,
Jim Daniels, who was in the NWO, I guess.
Nash's gear, Bobby Lashley, Coyote Morris,
Spider.
Shelton. I'm trying to see which ones of these are actual indie guys.
I don't think Alex Murphy is one.
Larry
That's-
David.
That's straight up Larry David.
All right. That's not Fatwa Larry David. That's just
No,
Larry David.
that's just Larry David. Let's see here.
Oh, Alt Attire? Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Vince Aftermath?
I believe
that's a good stupid name.
Yeah, all right. King Hippo.
Okay.
OC, do not
Rykard.
steal. Victor, who is just Roman Reigns with goth makeup.
Oh, this is great. Sagat.
Yep. Let's see.
Some Dragon Ball shit.
Barry
Santa. Barry Windham.
All
The
right.
Pimp Babyface?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
All right.
Drang Hamar.
Mermaid Man. Matthew.
Angelo
Angelo
Dawkins.
Dawkins.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
him.
Noted original character Angelo Dawkins.
Akira.
Maleficent. Why not?
Who's that?
It's a Disney like
Oh, okay.
thing.
Dean Walker. Superstar.
Yes. That's just Goldberg.
That's
That's just Goldberg
Old
that
man
you made.
Goldberg.
Zabuza. All right.
Cool. Cersei. Arnold. All right. I wonder if they still have
Oh
Arnold's
yeah, that's right. I
face in
forgot
it.
they added glowiness, so you can make like crazy glowy characters now.
Oh, wow.
So there's Golden Skeletor, Death
Tiger.
Demon, the Death Demon, the Demon of Death.
Mac Money. We got a lot of good names here.
Yes. Static
Willie
X.
Van Hen.
That's just a band name. You just like Static X, so you named your character that.
Oh.
I love it. No, see,
Ace Reno.
I want to be clear. I'm not trying to be mean about this. I genuinely
Oh.
love this shit. I
Both-
want more of this.
Both of us have made a million characters just
oh,
like
yeah.
this.
Oh yeah.
Sea Creature. What is Shitty Goldberg?
Yeah, it
Just
seems like
Mean
Shitty
Gene with
Goldberg.
a-
I believe that character's name is Shitty Goldberg.
Of course, Jeff Hardy. I think they're doing the Hardys as DLC.
Yes, they are. They're on the DLC slate. Terry.
Layla. I missed Layla. She was good. Harper Roy. Jade Hawk. Man, these are some wrestling-ass wrestling names.
Yep. Soul Reaper.
Yeah, totally. Mr. Bobo.
Yes.
The
The Hound.
Yep.
That's just a zombie. All right.
Oh, man. Aiden Foster looks kind of like Jimmy Havoc.
Santa Braun.
What is going on with that HPK 97?
I don't know. That's a pretty good shredder.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
They don't let you zoom in, which drives me fucking crazy.
Oh,
You can't
that
zoom in,
sucks.
but like that's actually not bad.
That's pretty good.
There's his butt. If you want to see that,
Shredder
I do
butt.
want to see Shredder's butt. All right.
Dog the Bounty Hunter. Wow, that Dog the Bounty Hunter is detailed.
Like weirdly.
Yeah.
Also, he's very like. I think Dog's been drinking.
Yeah. He's had a tough life.
Dark Soul.
Santana Garrett. Billy Gunn. Poison Ivy.
All right, we'll turn this up. We'll go back to the game momentarily, but yeah.
I love this shit. Corey Taylor. Eve. Brooke Hogan.
All right.
Ned Stark, of course.
Yeah, no, it's just a whole Game of Thrones thing here. I mean,
it's not
Game of Thrones
surprising.
basically is wrestling, so
Yeah,
this all
yeah.
works out. Everyone's just fucking betraying each other.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good Sergeant Slaughter. All right, let's do some kind of like stupid multi-man thing.
Okay.
Do you want to do a
Elimination
Royal
Chamber?
Rumble? Do you want to like do
Let's do
Elimination
the chamber. I want to like
All
put
right.
a bunch of shit there to see how the frame rate holds up.
All right.
Should there be a theme for our chamber? I did the big man ladder match last night with my 8-man.
I think you do whatever you're
right.
comfortable with.
I wish Scott Steiner was in this.
I mean, we could do all custom guys, like guys that I've downloaded.
Fucking 92 DDP had a look.
Yes, he
The
did.
Good God down there.
And that look said bouncer at a strip club.
I mean, he was the owner of a strip club.
Yeah, so there it is.
God. Fucking DDP. I still do DDP yoga. I started doing it again. It's good.
I mean, that's the thing. It is effective.
It's good.
Like, it isn't bad.
I like it.
I just fell off it because I'm lazy. Had nothing to do with the product and everything to do with me.
that fucking dude is my yoga instructor.
Yep.
And has been for like 4 years. I gotta be DDP 92.
All right, be DDP 92. I will also be some sort of 90s WCW personality.
All right, let's go. Let's do that, and let's do some 90s like Halloween Havoc shit.
All right, that sounds good. I'll be like
random.
You know, I'll be Flexi Lexi. I'll be Lex Luger.
Man, I could never get behind Luger. I wish you could sort by like.
No, Luger sucks, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna be him regardless.
Okay. I wish you could sort by like guys who are known for WCW, guys who are
Larry
known for NXT.
Zbyszko.
Oh my God, Zbyszko.
not
Okay,
too far.
when I
Yeah, there
think
he is.
WCW,
Yeah, that's a Lex
Cactus
Luger.
was there. Yep. I want to get Hall in there. I like how they have Razor and Hall.
Here, I'll put Hall in there. Hall's in there.
Little Halloween spoiler: Bianca and I definitely got our costumes together. We are going to be Hall and Nash for Halloween.
Nice.
We have our NWO gear and everything. I bought a bandana and some sunglasses.
88 Flair probably needs to be in there if we're
88
doing.
Flavor. We're talking Jim Crockett Promotions then.
I'm just saying that was like NWA, so that eventually
I'd say
became WCW.
91 Flair is more
91 is when he
WCW.
went to WWF, though.
That's true, but that's closer to 92 DDP.
I think
and
this
Scott
is.
Hall's like 96.
I just think this is the more appropriate Flair
All
for what we're
right,
doing.
fine. Fucking Rick Martel. Okay, I'll do Steamboat 94. Oh, and be Stunning Steve. Get Stunning Steve in there.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah. Do that.
Is Pillman in this?
He is not.
Okay.
Yeah, so they cycle guys in and out. Like sometimes they're in there for a couple of years and then they're out. Like that was someone I was looking for recently. And I was like, why are they not in this? They were in the last like 3.
Pillman was in because he was in that Austin story mode.
Yes.
You should switch to the arena.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, we can't. Not for Elimination
does it have to be
Chamber.
chamber?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
it.
Halloween Havoc.
Let's watch some entrances.
All right.
What else is going on in WWE? Is anything of note going on beyond what we talked
the
about?
Shield stuff is actually more exciting than.
How's the
most
women's
of it.
division? What's going on there? I know Alexa Bliss is still champion, right?
Yes, and she's facing Emma.
And
at
Natalya is
TLC.
the champion on the other side.
Yes. The SmackDown women's situation is not great.
But I thought Emma was facing Asuka.
Yeah. What did I say?
You said Alexa Bliss.
No. Alexa's fighting Mickie James.
Okay.
And instead of the old angle they do where it's like, oh my God, look how fat Mickie James is, which she's not. It's look how old Mickie James is.
Great. So they're just continuing to dump on Mickie James for no discernible reason.
Despite the fact that she's great.
Yeah.
She's always been great. She's not fat. And
fuck?
And that's what sucks is that like the age difference, like she's like what, 37 or something.
Yeah,
like,
she's in her late 30s.
They wouldn't do a fucking angle with Samoa Joe or Nakamura or AJ Styles about you're so old.
Well, yeah, no, I mean that's because that's how they treat women.
It sucks. And like the whole women's revolution thing, like they've done some things well,
Yes.
but like the other things are very stuck in old Kevin Dunn, Vince Land, you know.
Right.
That's
God.
been frustrating to watch for sure. So
Whatever.
yeah,
I'm glad Alexa Bliss is at least still champion because Alexa Bliss is really good.
she's fantastic. I think there are actually maybe 3 different feuds going on in the women's division on Raw. There is Emma and Asuka.
Yes.
Which, Asuka hasn't shown up yet, but that's the feud they're building. There's Mickie and Alexa. And I want to say they might be doing like Sasha and Alicia Fox. And they might all 3 have matches. I'm sure at least one will be on the pre-show. But having multiple women's feuds going on at the same time is a step up.
It is a step up.
Because, like, most of the time it's either been like, well, we're going to have these 2 girls fight, and that's the only feud that matters, or we're going to put every woman in this big, 5 or 6 woman match clusterfuck. So it's cool to see several different.
That's good. Yeah,
concurrent storylines.
there needs to be dynamics in there beyond who wants the title.
Yes. So that's cool on Raw. They're not necessarily getting like tons of time or great matches or anything, but any move in the right direction is good in my book. Raw seems. Oh, they got the whole wing thing. Oh, great.
Oh, that's like dragon ass.
Yeah,
Ricky
it
the Dragon
is.
Stewart. That was when he was just straight up the dragon.
Yeah, he was a wrestling dragon man.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else
They
is
got
going
very
on.
literal with their gimmicks after
Oh,
between
yeah.
88 and 92, 93, and actually all the way up to 96. It was literally just, okay, your name is the Dragon. Okay, you dress as a dragon now.
Duke
You're
the Dumpster Drosy
You're a
was-
garbage man. You're a fucking garbage man.
We're gonna do vignettes where you literally sleep in piles of garbage because that's what garbage men do.
Mantar, guess what? You get a giant cow head.
Yeah, half man, half centaur. God damn it. That is the era in which I got into wrestling somehow.
Well,
The
no,
first
not
wrestling
somehow. I
saw-
could totally see it.
was
Knowing
fucking-
the way that you think and the way that your brain works, the most literal interpretations of those characters would have been an instant sell for you.
Yeah, flipping through channels, seeing fucking Bastion Booger and Duke the Dumpster and Mantar. I'm like, this seems great. We should watch this. And then it got actually pretty good in the 90s, late 90s. It's like, oh, it could actually be a good thing with good matches, too. Not fucking Diesel and King Mabel matches.
Oh,
Hey, Yoga
God.
Coach. What's up, Yoga Coach?
Oh, God, that look.
He's the fucking best.
I mean, look, I got no beef with DDP. Like, I love his old gimmick. Because
His old
it was
gimmick's
so
great.
bad. It
Current
was
DDP
so bad.
is a fucking saint.
Yes.
He is a good man.
He has actually done good for the people of wrestling,
He
which is
really
not
has.
something that you hear a whole lot about old wrestlers.
I-
He has
I-
gone out of his way to rescue a lot of people who were in bad places.
I met him before I started doing DDP yoga. I met him at a bar before Mick Foley's comedy show, before SummerSlam in LA. And he was the most just approachable dude, just sitting at the bar, talking about it. Like he was talking to me about yoga and stuff, and it
Yeah.
wasn't in like a pitchy, buy my thing way. Like I was genuinely curious about it. Went home, got the DVD sets and everything. Been doing it for years. Like I have so much respect for that
He
man.
was my first celebrity interview at GameSpot.
Oh, really?
I did a phone interview with him for the first Legends of Wrestling game, which was
Nice.
terrible. But they got him to do phone interviews, and he was very nice. Like
Yeah.
he gave me an unfair expectation of what those interviews would be like in the future
Yes.
because he was very kind and responsive and cool. And then not everyone, but a lot of the wrestler interviews I did in subsequent years were like
Yes.
a little less enthusiastic.
I was so jealous that when I started working at Game Informer, I missed the issue where it was for one of the Legends or, the Legends of WrestleMania game or something. They interviewed Savage and Warrior, which,
Yeah.
boy, oh boy, if you're going to pick two people to interview,
I remember my Warrior interview.
how'd that go?
Poorly.
Yeah?
Poorly.
We expect from him.
Did it print or was it on video?
It was on I think audio.
Yeah?
I think it ended up being an audio thing.
What was the weird thing?
I made a minor joke about the hair in the game, and he got really angry about it.
That checks out.
And then at the end, as I was getting up to leave, he was like, "Hey, remember to tell the people on your website they got to do the pre-order if they want to get me." It was just the most mercenary shit I've ever sat through in an interview.
I had brunch with him. Did you go to that brunch thing?
I did go to that brunch thing.
Yeah, I talked to him
I mean,
briefly.
saying we had brunch with him is
Oh, yeah.
maybe overstating it
They
slightly.
sold it as like, oh, it's the Ultimate Warrior brunch.
He was
It's
in
like,
the room for a bit.
while we ate brunch,
Yeah.
and then we took pictures with him.
And by
Yeah.
brunch, I mean it was basically the continental breakfast at the hotel.
Yeah, but do you remember when he did that speech?
Steve Austin with hair.
beforehand?
Sorry,
Do you
go
remember
on.
when he did that speech beforehand where there was a giant fucking thing of Warrior on the
Yes.
wall, and he came out and stared at it for a
And he
long
just kept
time.
talking to it.
Yeah, and he said, people ask me all the time in this business, my time there and my time after, who was my biggest inspiration? And I look up there and I say, that guy, Warrior. Like acting like he was a different entity, even though Jim Hellwig changed his name to Warrior. He's talking about himself. His wife's name is Dana Warrior. And then he just went off about how he was his greatest inspiration with no hint of irony or self-awareness. And then said, well, I say fuck too much. And, so the 2K people, I know the suits here are sitting here, but I'm going to say fuck that and fuck this because I'll say fuck if I want to because I blazed my own trail all these years. And he's fucking nuts. He was always nuts. He was a shitty fucking dude for a long time.
Still was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a shitty dude pretty much the whole way
Totally.
through.
And this whole thing of them even taking the Warrior Award thing out of context. I was there when he got inducted, and he was saying we should have a Warrior Award for the guys, the unsung heroes, the guys that are putting the breaking the ring down, that are putting up the Titantron every night and running this stuff, like, for the guys you don't hear about. And for them to act the next year like he's talking about like Connor the Crusher and stuff, which I'm glad they do the charity stuff and
Yes.
everything, and that's a very sad story with Connor the Crusher.
But they're repurposing it in whatever way they see fit.
Yeah, for them warping this, and like now they're doing the October breast cancer awareness thing, and all the shirts are the Unleash Your Warrior stuff with the face paint and stuff. Don't fucking act like he was this good charitable guy. He was a piece of shit.
But that's the thing is that like he was just manageable long enough for them to be able to
At the
like
end?
retcon the whole thing and
Yeah.
say no, he was always a great person, and we're just going to use his name for our whatever nefarious purpose we have.
Yeah, and to be fair, Dana Warrior seems like a delightful person. She seems like she really cares about all the charitable stuff and everything. His kids seem delightful. But Jim Hellwig, fuck that guy.
Yeah. I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but like the shit that
Right.
dude said and the shit
I'm
that
saying
dude
what
did.
he did in his life
Yeah.
and what WWE's doing with him posthumously.
He was a hell person.
Yes.
Speaking
the
of
fucking
hell,
company.
Speaking of hell, let's play this game.
Okay.
All right, so both of us are in the boxes, I think, so we're not coming out right away. We'll get to watch a little of this unfold.
Which we haven't got to talk about this since we haven't had a Power Bombcast or anything, but the fucking Flair thing, I am so happy.
Me too.
Man, I thought for
I was
sure
not
he was a
ready-
goner.
This year has already been brutal in
Yeah.
terms of like people I loved growing up passing away, and I didn't need that one.
Yeah, I mean Flair is, in my opinion, the best of all time.
Also, that dude is going to live to be 105. Like
I know,
that's
he
just,
needs to be the Keith Richards of wrestling.
Nothing can kill him. I'm convinced of it. Knock on fucking wood. But holy shit, like that dude will beat death forever.
It's insane. Like he is adamant that he's never taken a pain pill, and he's just been doing this for so long. Was never injury prone. He says he gets up in the morning and he feels fine. He does his 500 Hindu squats every day. Like
Because he had that major injury early on when he was in like what was it, like
The
a plane
plane crash.
crash?
Yeah, he broke
and
his fucking back.
That fucked up his body. But like in terms of like his actual in-ring stuff, like he kept it going. Like he had this he had that knack for not getting hurt.
yeah, he was a great worker in the ring. Like I say, he's the best ever because I mean I'm not saying anything people haven't said a million times.
Yeah.
But he was the total package of this incredible wrestler. We're doing these 60-minute Broadways all the time, these matches with Steamboat and Rhodes and everything. And then also just being the most fucking naturally charismatic guy, the most natural heel, at a time when he had the best baby face to go up against with Dusty. Like, man, to lose Flair would be a...
I mean, it'll happen eventually, but like
of course it will.
I don't want it this year. I don't want that.
I was not ready for it, and
Yeah.
then I heard all this stuff, and I was like, I'm going to have to prepare myself for losing Rick. And seeing him post that thing where he fucking did a promo and tried to sell a shirt, and I'm not dead yet, motherfuckers. And God damn it, I'm so glad he's still around.
Why does this is maybe one of those history things I just don't remember. But like, why does Stunning Steve Austin have Dragon Slayer on his butt?
He feuded with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat for a long
okay.
time in his early.
So it was
WCW
like
career.
a Rick Rude thing of like taunting his opponent
Totally.
through his tights.
It's
Got
100%
it.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
He was still Stunning Steve. I don't know if they'd gone full, Hollywood Blondes yet with that. I think that might have been before that. But yeah, he feuded with Ricky for a while. Had
Okay.
great matches together.
I mean, that was an era of WCW I did not watch at all.
I watched as he was Stunning Steve, and that's why it was so weird when I came back to WWE, because I watched WCW for a while.
Yeah.
And then I heard about Stone Cold getting huge, and I switched back over to WWF. And I was like, wait, is that fucking Stunning Steve, the Hollywood Blonde?
All right, is this you?
No. I
are you?
am DDP.
Okay.
You're Luger, right?
Yes, I did choose Luger. So neither of us are in yet.
It was such a weird thing when I started watching WWE again in '98 because it's like Stunning Steve was the biggest, coolest thing in the world, and then the Vince thing blew my fucking mind because he was always just the announcer guy.
Right.
When I was watching as a kid, I didn't know he owned the company. I didn't know he was a big dude who was obsessed with bodybuilding and all that stuff.
I think I figured out that he was the owner of the company before the character came to fruition. But like, yes, in those early days when I was just watching WWF in like the early '90s, I just saw him as announcer Vince.
Yeah. And so when I came back to WWF in like '98, first of all, it's like, oh shit, Vince owns the company? And then he had like some match with Austin or something, and he was full on just Balloon Man Vince. I was like, wait, Vince is fucking huge? I had no idea. All right, he's one of us. I want to hit a diamond cutter.
That's fair.
I'll say so far, I have not seen many hitches.
Yeah, this has been running, and honestly, this feels like it's running more smoothly than it did on the PS4 regular.
And this is on a pro?
Yeah.
Okay. I was concerned at that preview event they did before SummerSlam because they had pros there, and the Elimination Chamber matches looked like they were going in slow-mo.
Yes, they did.
But-
They were literally. It was like half this speed.
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
But to give credit where credit's due, this does seem to be running all
Yeah.
right.
So on the regular version of this, on the regular PS4, like it feels like it's running at just a lower frame rate. Like it's running at like 20 instead of 30. It doesn't hitch. It doesn't like slow down. But it doesn't seem like it's running at the same speed as like a normal like even like 4-person match.
Okay.
And all the 8-person matches feel like they run at about that same speed.
Okay.
Gee, I wonder who it's going to be.
Probably Scott Steiner.
Steiner Brothers are never going to be in any of these games ever, are they? I mean, I guess I should never say never, but like they haven't put him in the Hall of Fame yet, so
I think they are very scared of
Scott Steiner?
Steiner ever having a microphone, but that hasn't stopped him with Sheik.
whatever, man. He's a small businessman. Like he's got his shit together.
He's got a Shoney's.
He's got a Shoney's.
Yeah, he's
The
got
man
Shoney's.
owns a Shoney's.
God, I want to go there. It's got like a Scott Steiner shrine. I mean, they gave Warrior Live Mike for his induction. They gave Jim Cornette one this year.
Was that this year?
Yeah. Well, Cornette inducted the.
That's right. The
Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll Express. That's what it was.
The New Day inducted the Freebirds.
Right. Was that this year or last year?
That was last year. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I guess Steiner hasn't been involved in any controversies that are like beyond repair, considering who they brought back in.
Yeah, I mean, he sucks the way a lot of old wrestlers kind of suck,
Yeah.
but like he's not uniquely terrible.
He's, not spent a lot of time in jail or done things that are just like crazy.
No, he
you
just
know?
had drug and steroid problems.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever did steroids.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's a crazy thing to say.
Oh boy, he's
God.
rolling. Made him pay there.
I've been watching the old Nitros where he's like transitioning to like crazy NWO Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
It's just so funny seeing him go from like collegiate wrestler, curly black hair, to like, okay, now it's short hair and he's got the weird facial hair. Okay, when's he going to start wearing the chainmail?
There's the elimination.
All right, we
Scott
lost.
Steiner spit at me once.
Like on purpose?
Yeah, I was at Slamboree 2000.
Oh, as like a thing.
Yeah, it was a character thing. And he was he had somebody in the Steiner recliner, and I was yelling some smarky bullshit at him, and he spit at me. If you want to watch Slamboree 2000 on the network, when Chris Canyon and Mike Awesome spill into the crowd, you'll see me in a gray shirt slapping Mike Awesome's back for some reason.
I was definitely in the audience of some WCW pay-per-view. I think it might have been a Super Brawl.
Oh, yeah?
And I think it was the one where David Flair turned on Ric Flair.
Oh, man, classic.
Because that was in San Francisco. It was in Oakland. That's what it was.
Okay.
And that was a awful show. Even as a kid, like, I don't know, I was probably like 16 or something. I was like, this is atrocious. Wait, when would that have been? That would have been like late 90s, so I probably might have been like 17 or 18.
Okay. That Slamboree I went to, I got to see a main event between Jeff Jarrett and David Arquette in a triple cage to promote Ready to Rumble.
The best wrestling.
Yes. DDP was also in that, but boy, yeah, I saw David Arquette as WCW champion.
Specific move. Some will return to utilizing that move as long as possible. He's playing with him now.
Diamond Dallas Page showing how they do it at the Shore.
He's making a statement here.
The Shore.
But it's true here. It ain't over.
Isn't he from Florida?
DDP, he's Jersey. Remember they had the
is he
like
Jersey?
Jersey Triad stable?
Oh,
with
no, you know
Bam-
what it is? It's just that every wrestler lives in either Georgia or Florida
Yes,
now.
DDP
so-
lives in Florida now.
Right.
That's where the, what's this fucking house called? Accountability Crib. That's where
Yes.
that is. Yeah, they had that brief WCW stable, the Jersey Triad, with DDP, Bam Bam, and Chris Canyon.
Right.
Remember Canyon circa, like, Who Better Than Canyon?
Yes, I do.
He's just running around diamond cuttering people. I like that.
That's a shocking elimination.
Who just gave up?
Stunning Steve Austin gave up to the figure four.
Fucking Stunning Steve's the second out.
Been disastrous.
I mean, okay, he tapped out to Ric Flair. That's
I mean,
understandable.
yeah.
Oh, no, now I'm... Oh, no, okay. I thought he was going to figure four me, but no, he just jumped on my knee.
I'm in that rare minority that really liked heel Steve Austin post WrestleMania X7.
Yes, that is a very rare minority. There are very few people...
He
like-
was trying.
He was
doing
trying.
great heel promos. People just didn't want to boo Austin.
He was singing songs on an acoustic guitar to get people to boo him.
But even before he went full goofy when he was hurt, like, he was doing, like, straight up heel promos during, like, the two-man power trip days and everything. And, like, he was doing his best to, like, fuck with the fans. That's when, like, the what stuff started, which I wonder if what he thinks about that now.
Probably nothing good. I'm torture racking.
But he's running on fumes.
All right, well, Flair's about to get a fucking diamond cutter.
Capitalize.
What? Why am I not diamond cuttering him? Why did they just give a
Damn it.
fucking Styles clash?
Gotta be it.
I must need to, like, move the stick while I hit triangle. God damn it.
B.
Wasted my finisher on a Styles clash.
There's the
See ya,
Yeah,
Flair.
Byron.
That was amazing.
Ric Flair has been eliminated.
It's not fair to Flair. It's not fair to Flair.
Strength here, guys.
Was DDP, I know he was like the total anti-NWO crusader.
Yeah.
At any point in all the various incarnations of NWO?
He was Wolfpack.
DDP was Wolfpack?
DDP was one of the 5 Wolfpack dudes. Yes.
No, are you sure? I think it
Oh,
was
no, not DDP. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Luger. Sorry.
Luger was.
Yes. No,
'Cause it was-
DDP never officially joined.
it was Redface Sting, Luger, Conan, Hall and Nash.
Yeah.
But then Hall was kind of in and out.
So there was 1 minute where it was in the middle of like the Sting is coming down from the rafters and hasn't wrestled in 18 months
Yeah.
sequence where They tease that DDP might join.
He put on the shirt.
But then I think maybe NWO Sting someone attacked him.
No, he put on there's one part where he put on the NWO shirt, and they were all like Hall shook his hand, and they pulled Hall in and Diamond cut her down.
But no,
The
there was
crowd went
another part
bonkers.
where he was teasing it.
Okay, and
And
that's
I think
when,
it might have been
Sting
the
came in.
Wolf Pack. I think he was talking about joining the Wolf Pack, and then
That
I think
sounds
someone
about
from
right.
NWO Hollywood attacked him.
That sounds about right. I missed the whole T-shirt based faction changes.
Yes, no, and I'm gonna say it. I've said this before. I'll say it again. My lifelong dream was to, during a wrestling show, take off a T-shirt to reveal another T-shirt that would get the crowd to pop, and I did that, so I can die happy
It's
now.
a good thing. Really good thing. I'm gonna wait. I
You
never
just broke up the
understood.
pin.
Yeah, I never understood in elimination matches why they try to break up pins. I'll let you do that while I taunt.
It's because the AI isn't very good. That's why.
Go into Warrior 3 position. Bang.
I'm
Don't
Lex
know what
Luger.
That's his great catchphrase. Remember the Lex Express?
Vaguely.
That's when I started watching too. And his whole gimmick was I am super American man, and even I preferred the Canadian dude.
Yeah, understandably so. He was a much better narcissist than he was an American hero.
Yeah, his entrance at WrestleMania 9 with all the girls with the fireworks mirrors, that's just a great heel entrance.
Yes.
Just flexing all the mirrors. Oh, it's great.
Them trying to turn him into the next Hulk Hogan was one of the most ill-conceived things I've ever seen in wrestling.
And transparent. Like, oh, he's going to body slam the Japanese guy on a U.S. aircraft carrier
And he
while
did
the
do that.
military watches.
He did
And
do that.
That didn't work. God damn it. Wrestling is so dumb. It's the best thing. It's also the worst thing.
We got to get Hall out of here so you and I can have a match.
Man, Hall's the best.
I know. I liked Scott Hall. I'm just saying.
I named my
it's-
dog after him.
I'm just going to flex. Man, Hall doesn't want to go down. Hall's like, no, I'm in this. I want to win this wrestling match.
A real cool moment for me when I first posted pictures of Razor as a
Damn.
little dog, and Scott Hall tweeted and said that was a cool dog. Thanks,
He's on
Razor.
Twitter a lot.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Remember when he tweeted that picture of him watching porn
Yep,
on his TV?
I do.
Like he was showing a picture, I think, of his Christmas tree, and then the TV had porn on it.
Yep, certain guys like him and Heyman that I had to turn off my instantly show media stuff
Yep.
when I'm looking at Twitter at work.
That's reasonable.
Oh, wait, I can do a charge finisher. Okay, stop diamond cuttering. Okay, I guess I'm just calling for it. Okay, here it comes.
I'll just keep taunting over here.
Diamond cutter. Wait, don't fucking Styles Clash him again. Shit.
I think that might have been his finisher before he had the diamond cutter.
Oh, that's probably that's what it is.
Because this is 92 DDP.
I bet
before-
DDP 97 has the diamond cutter.
probably does.
No, use the fucking Styles Clash. What was that? Was that a flapjack?
That wasn't even a Styles Clash. Like the Styles Clash, you have to do the arms behind
you
the
gotta
legs.
hook the legs. Yeah. Was that more of a flapjack?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. All right, it's you and me,
All right,
buddy.
here we go.
Scott Hall has been
Lex Luger's on the
eliminated.
attack now.
Remember that DDP Goldberg match?
Only very vaguely.
One of the good Goldberg matches.
All of Goldberg's matches are kind of a haze of jackhammers and the occasional
Yep.
other wrestling move.
I think it might have been the one. It might have been a Halloween Havoc in like '97 or so, or maybe '98, where the pay-per-view feed went out halfway through the match, and they had to replay it in its entirety on Nitro the next night.
Whoop!
Oh man, am I gonna get a torture rack?
You might get a torture rack.
Dumbest finisher.
Wait, no, I want to do a signature. What's the?
What is Lex Luger's? The running forearm?
Oh, might be. Yeah.
They used to build up the thing about how he had the metal plate in his arm.
I remember that.
And he wasn't allowed to use that clothesline because his finisher in Royal Rumble for the Genesis was the running forearm.
There it is. Oh, it's a clothesline.
You got that metal plate? Got that metal plate? It's not fair.
Pancake is the name of that move.
Oh,
That
right.
specific
right.
version
What's
of
a
it.
Flapjack.
The flapjack is the you lift them up and then you flip them onto their like their. That's a hard one to explain.
Is it like an Alabama slam?
It's more like a fireman's carry into a facebuster.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Okay.
But I'm with you, Cole. So unbelievable that he broke out of that.
All right, comeback time. I get that 5 stars.
I really should have set it to the
Lex Luger with his back against
button mashing submission hold thing because
Yeah.
that's a lot easier.
That thing, other thing sucks.
Unless we witness some sort of miraculous recovery here, it doesn't seem like he's long from
I
this
gotcha.
elimination chamber, guys.
Let's not write him off. Remember, his opponent isn't necessarily whistling.
Top rope DDP here.
Diamond Dallas Page is scaling the ropes.
What do you think? He's got a knee drop?
Probably, maybe an elbow drop.
Incredible.
All right.
Elbow.
Boy, that Kairi Sane's elbow drop.
Oh
is
God,
ridiculous.
She is the queen of that shit.
It doesn't look physically possible sometimes.
Yeah, the way she sort of like contorts her body as she's going down to land
Yeah,
is
and,
like
like-
the coolest thing I've seen in a top rope move in a while.
And like levels it out perfectly, like so it's totally like parallel to the ground by the end. It's so cool.
Who is this? What's her name?
Kairi Sane, she is a pirate princess.
Formerly known as Kairi Hojo.
Look her up. Look up pirate princess
Elbow drop.
That'll probably.
Yeah,
Get
just her elbow drop is probably the best in biz. Like definitely the best
awesome.
in Savage. I don't say that lightly.
Savages was just ludicrous. And I always was partial to Sean's also.
Yeah.
I thought he had a really good one.
And he gets him with the counter.
Yeah, I like Kairi Sane a lot.
There's a really good creation of her in this game.
Oh, really?
Someone immediately made a dope version of the Pirate Princess.
Nice.
She won the Mae Young Classic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, understandable. She actually signed a contract with them, so I can see why
Yeah.
they would go that route.
I think that Shayna Baszler did too. I think she had a contract.
I think they signed at least 3 or 4 people from that tournament.
Yeah. I think Mercedes Martinez maybe. Dakota Kai was signed.
And then Io Shirai was also in the mix, but I think she didn't sign.
Okay.
Nothing fancy from him there. That was all raw power.
God damn it. Got a fucking finisher.
Absolutely no pity now, guys.
Let's try and take this victory.
No.
There's the elimination by what a nail biter.
Lex Luger is the champion of the world.
Greatest of all time, Lex Luger.
Someone said Velveteen Dreams elbow drop is also very good. I have not seen him yet.
He's doing some weird stuff. I saw some stuff with him and Aleister Black.
That seems like a cool character.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically Prince, but I'm cool with that.
Yeah, it's like Prince, but also feuding with this like weird Death Lord.
Yeah,
Dutch
Aleister
guy.
Black is great. Aleister Black is totally my ideal of like what a heavy metal goth wrestler should look like.
It's pretty cool what's going on there. I haven't really kept up with NXT as much as I used to, but what I've seen is cool. That's not Lex Luger's face.
I mean, that's like young Lex Luger. That's like
I guess kinda.
mid-'80s Lex Luger.
Sure.
That we're coming to you live from Phoenix, the site of WrestleMania 26.
Sounds like Urgent by Foreigners playing.
A little bit. I mean, a lot of old themes very much were in that vein.
Yeah. I like how Bad Street USA is in this game.
Well, it's almost 5 o'clock. Maybe we should wrap this up. I think I'm pretty well caught up on what's happening in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, time kind of flies when you're talking about wrestling.
Indeed.
Even if it's bad.
Yeah, even if it is bad. So we'll have a real quick look at this game up soon. I'll show off some of the career mode stuff and other stuff there. None of it's very good, I'm sad to say. I would love nothing more than for these games to actually be enjoyable. But
Yep,
at
that'd be
this
great.
point, they're enjoyable only to watch bug videos on social media.
There have been some good ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's going to do it for this first edition of Get in the Ring. This is not going to be like a weekly thing or anything, or even like a monthly thing. It's going to be a thing we do when we feel like talking about wrestling. So just, we'll do it again sometime. Maybe we'll get some other folks in here to play some games with us. We'll try some other games that are not the most current WWE product.
I think the rule is it's a wrestling video game.
Yes, whatever it is, as long as wrestling is involved, we're into it.
Yep.
Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Hope you all had a good time. Thanks, Abby, in the studio, in the control room.
No, thank you.
Too sweet. We own this now.
We're all too sweeting now. 'Cause
Souffle.
We beat Bullet Club.
Souffle.
Yeah, we're too flaying. And with that, we'll see y'all next time.